You should do it during break.
What's up, guys? It's Dutch Boyd here with Examois coming at you live. Let's see. We're in the $30 rebuy and add-on right here. Let me load it up here. Just started and had a little bit of a setback with a straight draw and an overpair. Our pocket sevens went down in flames. So we have 7,180. Still a lot of chips. Just got back from Fargo. That was a good time, guys.
Good.
We did two HPT episodes out there. So I don't know. We're gonna have to have an HPT viewing party of the episodes I called. It was a lot of fun.
And then we'll critique you and see if you did a good job.
Yeah. And want to welcome everyone back to the stream. We got PokerStud5, Rice Man in the stream. Decker711, great to see you, buddy. Sanity with the resub, 4 months in a row, man.
Yep, he stuck around while we were down.
Thanks for sticking with us, bud. And he says, wish I could have said hi sooner, but I was busy with Evo. Let's see, we got Aladine, the Cream Puff, Vinny Greco. Great to see you guys. Seth Mack, looking for the sub logo. I don't know, man. Anaconda Hilo in the stream. One of our fearless mods. We've got JPB16 also in the stream, and Joe Kozlowski. Great to see you, man. Okay, guys. So T Stylist, how you doing, man? We got C-Mac Zan. Is that how we're saying that? C-Mac? Yeah, I think so. Great to see you, buddy. Let's make a deep run today, guys. I feel it coming. Poker Neo. How you doing, dude? Does anybody know how to sub on a mobile device?
I think you just have to type it in. You might have to type it in. I don't know.
I'm not sure either. I've never... I don't think that there's a way to just like automatically do it through a mobile. I think that you actually have to go through a web browser.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so Rice Man, we're playing the $30 rebuy and add-on. That's what we're going to start with. And then, depending on how that goes, we'll jump into... I mean, shoot, if it just, like, goes downhill in a hurry, we might jump right back to that $10 rebuy and add-on. If we end up going really deep, we'll see what's up. We'll probably keep on playing until Midnight Mayhem. So guys, it's pretty early. I'm going to go grab a coffee really quick. I just made some coffee.
He's always last minute.
Always last minute.
Last minute guy. Did you Twitter out? No.
No, I didn't. Didn't Twitter.
You should Twitter that now, probably.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to the Twitterverse. Less than starting stack in the $30 rebuy and add-on.
Less than.
Come watch me build it up.
Is it you?
So
Testing
yeah, we'll make that fold.
I think you're coming on soon here. Gotta mute everything here. Oh, cracked my neck.
So Evo's for fighting games, right? Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter.
Ah.
Is that right? I think so.
I have no idea.
What Sanity, what game like what Evo game are you most into? Okay. Live streaming.
Finally, okay, it's caught up now. It's been 4 minutes.
Little less than starting stack in the $30 rebuy. Come see how we build it back up. Twitch.tv. Okay. Little ace-3 action. It's going to be a raise. It's just too good of a hand to fold, but it's not a great hand, you guys. This is kind of at the bottom of my range here. If one of these other guys had come in before we did, we might not even play it. But as the aggressor, sure, we'll take it. Figures to be ahead of whatever random junk these guys are waking up with. Okay, there we go. Defiance X in the stream. Thank you very much for wishing me luck, man. We got Acid Wave. So
Ooh,
great
cool.
to see you in the stream, man. And the name's Hayden. Time to learn some poker, buddy. Let's make it happen. His favorite time of the day. This is my favorite time of the day, too.
Poker time.
Right at the beginning of a tournament. You know, so much
Fresh.
potential.
So fresh, not irritated yet.
Yep.
Bad beats haven't hit yet.
No bad beats, no tilt.
Not yet.
PokerStud 5, how far in advance do they announce the HPT Tour for 2016? I'm not really sure. I know the next HPT that they're doing is Soaring Eagle up in Michigan. If you guys are up in Michigan, I would suggest taking a look at it. Great structures. I played the Soaring Eagle one last year. Was doing pretty good. So I got a set of 2s against a set of 10s, I think. Okay, let's we'll raise with this. Ace Jack off, not so shabby.
I wonder if we're loud enough. Hope we're loud enough for everyone.
Yeah, I hope so too. We're not gonna know.
Top 4 minutes. Big Lebowski 666 subscribed for 4 months in a row. Thank you.
Big Lebowski, man.
Awesome.
Let's give
Speaking of
that a-
HPT, Dutchy, when do you think you're going to do an HPT review party? When
The
do you
next
think?
HPT viewing
We
party.
should do it Monday.
Yeah, we might do that on Monday. That might be a pretty good idea.
I don't know.
Okay, so
Maybe we should do it early
I
tomorrow
got a little
too.
distracted here, and now I don't know what to do.
Oh, that's what I need to do. I need
Yeah,
to load it
we're,
up.
we're gonna go ahead and.
Hi, Chapos, Capos, Chapos.
That was really misplayed. I got distracted. I was looking at the Big Lebowski. I was looking at X-Moi talking about the. I'm blaming it all on you guys, but all's well that ends well.
Did you win it?
Yeah, but that was pretty bad.
Oh no, I think my computer just froze.
I missed the C bet, and then.
Oh no, my computer just froze.
Really?
Am I still on though?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay.
Because so here's the thing, your webcam goes through my computer.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, good. And my no, I knew that. But my computer died. Dang it. So I won't be on for a minute. Let's see. Oh wait, no, it's coming on now. It just took a long time. Really
Technical
long.
issues, you guys.
Did you have when you loaded on WSOP.com? Did it take a long time? Because it took a long time for me. Oh, you know what? Oh gosh, your brother's playing the Stick of Truth.
Oh yeah.
Yes, he is.
X-Moi beat that game, you guys.
It's a good game. I would love it. I want to play it. Actually, yeah, I gotta get all the achievements. My character is just there. But yes, I beat it. And I think I got all the dinosaurs.
Okay, you know what?
Good
I am
game.
going to get some coffee. I feel like if I had a little bit of coffee in me, that little mistake against Foxy Pete wouldn't have
Excuses.
happened.
Did you win that hand though? You
I did.
So
I did, yeah.
So it wasn't
but,
a mistake.
well, it was a mistake. I'm supposed to just fire out a C bet right away. Instead, I let the whole time bank go down. And then even made it less than I made it pre-flop. So it was
Catching
kind of a
up.
disaster. Isaac Ekberg, finishing Poker Tilt.
I'll
man.
get you coffee so you can congratulate and keep up with chat.
Isaac,
Do you want sugar in your coffee?
I do, a little
Okay.
bit. Just like a half tablespoon. Isaac, thank you very much for actually finishing that book. Really appreciate it. Poker Tilt. Our free gift to all of you subs. If you have that sub badge next to your name and you haven't gotten the book, just shoot a message to me or X-Moi, and we'll make sure that you get it. It usually ends up in your Twitch other message box. But thanks for giving it a read, Isaac. I really appreciate it, man. Spent a lot of time writing that thing, and would have been a real waste if no one actually got through the first chapter. Blaze Blue, huh? I'm gonna have to check that one out, Sanity. Let me take a look at it right now. Blaze Blue.
Here's your coffee, sir.
Thank you, baby.
That'll be $24.95.
Just like Starbucks. Okay, 7 chips. Oh, look at this. We got Iraj Fritzy. Iraj Fritz the Third, I think is what that's probably going to be, right? Maybe.
We have a sub?
Yeah. Iraj. We also have Jacoba22 with a sub, too. Jacob A22.
Oh, wow.
Jacob and Iraj.
Welcome
big
to
fist
the
bumps to
crew,
you. Welcome
guys.
to the crew, you guys. Thanks so much for clicking on that sub button. Really appreciate it. And if there's anything I can do for you, I want you to let me know. Really appreciate it. First 2 subs of the day. That's awesome. Just back to back.
And what's your...
You guys are the best. Hey,
what's your
we're
email
gonna
again, bae?
Dutch@dutchboy.com.
That's right.
Hey guys, Jacob, Iraj, I'm gonna have Exmo send you this Poker Tilt book. So hopefully you can give it a read too. And if you do, let me know. If you don't, if you start it and you hate it, well, you can give it to someone you don't
Give
like.
it back. No. Don't give it to somebody.
It's DRM
pretty
free, so give it to anybody you want. I really appreciate you clicking on that sub button and supporting the stream, you guys. Okay, gosh, it's so tempting. Mickey99 with the open limp under the gun. It's so tempting just to bump it up a little bit. So, with a Jack 2, I don't really feel like we can expect a C bet from anybody because nobody has the pre-flop aggression. We actually hit our pair of 2s, so let's fire out a half-pot bet and see if we can't get those overcards out. I feel like if we just check and everyone checks behind, then we're pretty much just giving up on the pot. Any turn card that comes that's like 9 or above is kind of dangerous for us. So we'll just try to claim the equity there. We don't really expect to get called with overcards, but we don't want them to stick around and get a free card. So. Let's go ahead and make a call here with the King 10 off. We got Big Nick with an open limp. I hate those open limps, you guys. Really do. And again, we're here with kind of a weird spot where, I mean, we're going to go ahead and donk lead, but it doesn't really count as a donk lead if you can't count on a C bet. You know, we can't really count on a bet here. Yeah, let's go ahead and fire out a half pot size bet again. CR Hinder asking how was the trip? So he's referring to the trip.
He didn't get me any gifts.
I didn't get a gift. Didn't get a gift.
So you should always get me something from your travels.
I realize that.
Now, today, after 7 years, he finally realizes. No.
So Big Nick firing out a full pot size bet here. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It feels like feels like maybe a 9-8, King 9, something like that.
What do you have here?
I mean, the only hand that we can really beat that maybe he. I mean, wow. Any sort of missed flush draw, perhaps like an ace-7 of spades or ace-10 of spades. He could have like a jack-10 of spades and just turning it into a bluff. I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of it. We've got Enlightened Rage shipping a 15K guaranteed last night. You know what? I think I might have saw that on Twitter in between Yeah, nice job. Enlightened Rage. Let me see, how much was that? Was that like a 3K? $2,500, $3,000 score? Let me take a look here really quick and see if it was right here.
Oh, Jacoba said, I stayed with my word. Oh, yeah, that's right. He said that he would sub, remember? He swore that he would sub. Jacoba, 22.
It was a solemn
He swore
vow.
it. He vowed it.
Jacob, thank you very much, man.
Jacob
really
A.
appreciate you supporting the stream with that sub.
Is it Jacob or Jacoba? Dutch, do you think it's Jacob?
I think it's going to be Jacob A.
Jacob A.
Jacob A22 is what I think
it's
going to be.
It was, you are a man of your word.
You are a man of your word, Jacob.
Thank you.
Thank you
Jacob.
very much.
Checkered Karma, what's up, Dutch?
Looking for that Enlightened Rage. I thought that we got a...
You did, I think.
I got to mention. I don't see it right now, but congratulations, Enlightened Rage. That's huge. That's a pretty good score. 15K guaranteed, so that's probably like three or four grand. Well done. Well done, player. We got Sooner Chris. Hey, what's up, man? Played on a WPT satellite on Wednesday. Got hit with a pretty bad beat. Oh, man.
It was the
It
worst
was a
kind.
single table Satty. I have about 1,200 in chips after starting with 1,500. And Pocket Queens was still in the first level of 25-25. Two limpers, two limp ins, so I make it 125, which I think is the perfect amount. Perfect amount. You might even want to make it a little bit more since the small blind and the big blind are the same. You might want to make it like 150. But 125 is fine too. It gets 3-bet to 300. This is good for you. Folds around, so I shove. He tanks for about 2 minutes, then calls with tens. So you just are super happy about this. 85% of the time you're going to be getting the double up plus 100. And probably the chip leader at the table from what it sounds like. And he flop. Oh, wow. So you actually flop a set. So queen. Queen with like 2 hearts or something. 2 spades. And it goes runner, runner, flush for him. So, oh. That's pretty brutal, man. That's pretty brutal. Sooner Chris. I don't even know what to say about that. Brutal and disgusting and, I don't know. You got it all in good. Really, really good. So there's not really too much to, you can't really overthink it. You can't hold on to it. You know, it's just one of those dumb luck situations. Clown Basket asking what was the buy-in for this tournament. So this is a $30 rebuy. We're in for 1 rebuy already.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we didn't like lose the chips. We just bought up.
Oh, okay.
So wanted to start with a double stack.
Also, Sinetti wants to know if you have been working on your book yet, your next book.
Not so much yet, Sanity. But it's
you
always
for
on the back of
reminding
my
me.
mind, and I do appreciate the reminders because it's something that I've kind of committed not only to myself but to all of you guys to finish up. So yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and I want to try to really start putting the the shoulder to the wheel and see if I can get that done by Black Friday. November? Late November? Do you think I could get that done by late November, Eximoa? What do you think? What do you think, Eximoa?
Do I think? Yeah,
I think you can
if
get
you
that.
really believe. But you've been busy lately, so I mean, it depends on if you allocate your time properly.
Yep. But first I gotta beat Fallout New Vegas.
See?
Right.
Oh, no, it looks like our new sub. Oh my gosh, Ira Jeff Fazzy.
I'm gonna say it's Iraj.
Iraj the third.
Iraj Fritz.
Iraj Fritz the third. He's the
Yeah.
one that tweeted you.
Oh, and we got I Am Crazy No, which shot me a little bit of a hand history.
Jacob A is his name, by the way.
And I got it. I Am Crazy No. I actually shot you a line back, but then I started thinking about it on the.
We're gonna like take over the poker world.
Timo.
And we got Timo with the resub. Timo, thank you very much for sticking with us. We really weren't doing too much Twitch streaming back during the World Series, but we're back to a regular schedule now, guys. So trying to do 4 days of 7, 4 days a week, 4,300 for Enlightened Rage. So really well done, man. Nice job.
That's pretty good.
So Whitey 14 open limping. God, I hate the open limps, you guys. We're gonna go ahead and just make the call. And we're not going to put the bony fish on Whitey just yet. It's still a little bit too early to say that it's a huge mistake to open limp. Once those antes kick in, though, an open limp's going to go ahead and get you a bony fish.
We're gonna like take over the poker
We've got
Nilesy.
Nilesy with the resub. Big fist bump to you, Nilesy. Yeah, so we'll make the call and flop a flush. And most of the time not, though. Most of the time we're not going to flop a flush. Good to see you, Marsupial. I was doing a little bit of observing of your Hearthstone matches this morning. Let's go and make the check. Okay, so let me tell you guys this kind of a crazy hand from our buddy I Crazy No. Let's take a look. So he's got 6-7. The flop comes out with 5-6-7. So he just crushes the flop, right? I think that he had the cutoff. He made it he raised in the cutoff. Got called in like the button calls. Let's see. The button called. Yeah, so it's just him and the button. So he raises with a 6-7. The button calls. The flop comes 5-6-7, right? And I want to see what Foxy Pete had there. Queen 10 of Hearts is what Foxy Pete had with that little bump of a raise. So kind of irritating. So we had Whitey 14 with King Jack, Foxy Pete with Queen 10. I had A7 and I had them both beat. Whitey 14 open limped, a couple of another limp behind. I limped. Foxy Pete fires out a little bit of a pot inflation bet. I feel like I could have probably just taken that pre-flop if I raised Foxy Pete's inflation bet.
Oh, I see that Poker Cat's on your table today.
Yep, we've got Poker Cat. She doesn't want us to say who it is.
Who was that? Just a familiar name.
I don't know. Just a familiar name that we've played a lot with in the past 15 years.
Oh, then the guy back the Sooner Chris one. He said the guy said sorry with that.
Oh, that's the worst, Sooner Chris. It's the worst. I hate it when people apologize for putting on the bad beat. It's like, sorry. If you're that sorry, you shouldn't have called. If you were going to be that sorry to win a pot, then just go ahead and lay it down. I hate that. Okay, so I Am Crazy No. He has a 6-7. He raises in the cutoff. The button calls. The flop comes 5-6-7. So he has top two pair. Crushes it, right? Fires out a half pot into the button, which so far I like everything. I like everything about what's going on here. The button calls. Now the turn is a 9. So now it's 9-7-6-5, and any 8 makes a straight. And our hero, I Am Crazy No, kind of just freezes up.
Oh no!
Right. So he just kind of freezes up. There's 5,000 in the pot, about 5,000 in the pot at this point, and he only has about 10,000. So he's got 2 times the pot in front of him. He doesn't really know what to do. He doesn't know what to do, so he checks. And I think this is probably when I'm going to disagree with how you played the hand, I Am Crazy No. The 9 is a scary turn, right? I mean, it's like, oh, now what? If he has an 8, I'm beat. I guess what you have to ask yourself is, let's give him an 8. Let's say he has an 8. If you check to him, I mean, is your plan to go ahead and just check fold 2 pair and just auto give him credit for an 8? You are playing live here, right? So, there always is that opportunity to pick up on some live tells and maybe, use your read on your opponent to get away from a strong hand. 2 pair is a strong hand, and even though you have to be a little bit worried that he has that he actually has an 8 and the 9 7 6 5 board, your 2 pair is no good here. I think this is kind of an example of being afraid of the monster under the bed. I think that I probably in your spot am going to go ahead and continue on the turn. If I check, then I'm not checking to fold. Usually, I'm checking to induce a bet. But I think I'm going to go ahead and continue on the turn. Anyway, I think that the button checks behind, right? So he checks behind, and the river is an 8. So now you've got nothing. Now you've got a straight. You are playing the board 9 8 7 6 5. You've got 10,000 in front of you, 5,000 in the pot. And the question is, what do you do now? Can you push him off the hand and pick up 5,000, half of your stack, if he doesn't have a 10? And I think the answer is yes. So you kind of have to start going through your head and coming up with the chances of him, having a 10 versus not having a 10. I would say it has to be much more likely that he does not have a 10. So then you have to think, okay, if I check to him, is he going to try to bluff? Probably. A lot of players, if you check in that spot, they're going to try to move you off of your hand. And are you going to fold? Probably not. You're probably going to call and hope to get, half the pot. Even if you were to just shove all in, it's 25% of your stack right there in the middle, and most of the time he doesn't have a 10. Most of the time he's not going to have a 10. So I think that you're probably best served by firing out. Fire out there on the river. Try to move him off of the same hand. How much? Well, there's half of your stack in there. So if you can get away with it, if you fire out and can get away with it like 75, 80% of the time, it might be time to actually all in over bet. The thing is, if you fire out the pot, if you just bet the pot, I think it's a lot easier for him to call and split it with you. And it also kind of induces bluffs sometimes that are going to be kind of hard for you to call. We're going to go ahead and make the raise here from under the gun. If it was a little bit later in the tournament, we might consider folding. Pocket 6 isn't really like a super strong hand here. But we're early enough where pocket 6s can, it can just crush the flop against a really strong second best hand. So let's go ahead and inflate the pot here, and now we're gonna have to give it up. Vegas Vuck is gonna go ahead and get us off of our hand. I don't really feel like putting in 2,200 here pre-flop. So I think that if we were going to start listing all the hands that he possibly could have, I am crazy no. A 10 isn't unlikely, but I think that we're probably looking at, if we start listing all of them, ace king, ace queen, ace jack, king queen, king jack, queen jack, a set, 9-8, ace 8, ace 9, all of the different combinations of hands. I think if we start listing them, I think that we can probably come up with 3 non-10s for every 1 10, and if that's the case, then you're probably okay to make the ship on the river, just 10,000, and count on the majority of time being able to pick up the 15 or the 5,000 in the middle. So the fact that there's half your stack right there, you can increase your stack by 50% a good chunk of the time. I think maybe just shove. And if you get called, it's just like, okay, well, it's one of those 25% times where he did have the 10. But the way you played it, like the key to making that bet on the river is that you didn't bet the turn. So the fact that you kind of hemmed and hawed on the turn, not really sure what to do, and then checked. Now on the river, it makes it a lot more likely that you have a 10. Jack 10 actually looks kind of like that's how you would have played that. Ace 10, King 10, Queen 10. That's how you probably would have played that. 9 10. Sure. So if you would bet the turn, I'm not saying that you just shut down on the river and check hoping to split. But I am saying that it's a little easier to get away with that shove move on the river. Anyway, I'm interested to see how it went.
And it's not Raja, Russ. It's Ira.
Ira.
Yeah.
Okay.
His wife is now calling him Raja. That's funny.
Ira J. Fritz the Third. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Ira. So, yeah. Oopsie daisies.
Sorry about that, Ira.
And Marsupio said, "Oh man, I didn't even notice that you were stalking my Hearthstone." And he asks, "Have you been playing the tavern?"
Yeah, I'll play it once a week. Get my free pack. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to guess, Mike, that that your opponent did end up having a 10. That's what I guess, because you don't really think about hands too much that that end up in a split, or you checked, he fired out, and you folded. And you've just been like racking your brain, not sure if maybe you knitted away your tournament there. Whatever it is, whatever move you made felt right at the time. When you are the moves you make at the time, you can analyze the past all you want, but the only reason to really do it is to is for future decisions. So don't beat yourself up about it either way. We got Ash Cash 147. How you doing, man? Great to see you. Fasana, who would call with a gut shot for that much?
I don't know which one it was. You do, though. B.R. Barker asks, "You might have already gotten over this, but how did you do in the series? Gone over this."
5 cashes. So it was a pretty good in-the-money percentage, but no final tables. So it was kind of a disappointing, lackluster series. We got close. 11th in the Deuce of 7 was the closest we got. Had a couple of nice sweats in the 50-50, a $1,500. It was a fun series. There's always Berlin, maybe.
It looks like your Twitch is your Twitter that you tweeted out was the wrong Twitter.
What?
Yeah, like you tweeted out the wrong Twitch.com. It just didn't work for some reason. It should work. Don't know why it didn't go to your thing. Oh, because you said Twitch.com, babe. It's Twitch.tv.
Oh.
So you need to edit that.
Okay.
Because it's going to go right to the thing. That wasn't me. It's .tv, though.
And this is kind of a fun flop
that
for us. Bottom 2 pair. Almost the nuts. Almost the nuts. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have to delete that tweet, make a new tweet. Good looking out.
That was Ameri Dave.
Thank you, Ameri Dave. I'm so used to .coms. Okay, we'll make that fold.
Crybaby Nuts wants to know how the HPT trip... Yeah, how did it go? You didn't really get into it, eh? It went good? They woke you up at 9, right? Or is it 9 or 8?
It was good.
Tell us about your breakfast.
So how did it work out? So the first thing is I'm flying out. I'm on the plane. I don't like to complain about flying because it's kind of a miracle that we can make a trip to Fargo in 5 hours. That's pretty cool. But it's not comfortable flying. I don't
take the train.
We're gonna take over the vocal world.
Oh, nice. Got a
look at this. We've got Eileen Dover with the resub.
That's the best thing to do.
Really appreciate you sticking with us, Eileen, especially through those summer months, through those World Series months where we really didn't do a lot of streaming.
So tell us about your plane trip. I want to hear that. You told me the story when you were on Skype with me.
Yeah, so
I think it's a
I
funny
get on the
story.
plane, right? It's the first flight is Las Vegas to Salt Lake City. And I get on the plane and I look around and it's the damnedest thing. It's like the Twilight Zone, because in every single seat is a mother with a crying baby. Every single seat. It's like a mothers with crying babies convention was in Vegas, and now they're all going back to Salt Lake City. The whole plane, and then there's me, like middle seat right here, crying baby. Everything behind me, crying baby. So the Salt Lake City trip was just kind of like, this is put on some headphones,
Ignore the crying babies.
get off, and get my connecting flight. Now we're doing Salt Lake City to Fargo, and when I get on that flight, I'm sitting right next to this older woman. She must have been like 88, and this is no exaggeration, like late 80s.
Wow, that's amazing.
Looks like a real sweetheart too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Salt Lake City, so lots of Mormons in town. I'm pretty sure she was Mormon because she had like this. She had like a whole bunch of these hymn books and stuff. And what she was doing the whole flight was she was reading. She was reading the lyrics to hymns, right? And she was also playing some of those circle words. Circle a word. Find this word. And it was real sweet. So I'm sitting right next to her, and I'm watching Top 5, the Chris Rock movie, on my iPhone. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this movie, but there's a lot of sex in this movie. It's Chris Rock. It's very funny. I would recommend it. And there's a lot of sex in this movie. And I'm sitting here right next to this like sweet 88-year-old woman, and I'm watching. And I've got my headphones on, but I'm watching this Chris Rock movie. There's a couple of there's one scene in particular where it's like this kind of a gay sex scene. Where it's pretty explicit. The guy's just like on the bed, all fours, ass
spoilers,
sticking
though.
up.
You don't
And I'm like sitting there
like
watching it,
spoiler?
kind of just like looking over, and she's like, "Oh no, oh no," and
She didn't see it, did she?
it was awkward. It was awkward.
That she almost killed a woman.
No, yeah, it was. So anyway,
I don't believe
movie,
him,
though.
so you should have took a picture.
Top 5, I'd recommend it. Watch it with your grandmother. So
What's the movie called again?
Top 5.
Oh, that's what it's called, Top 5.
And we got V-Rob in chat.
Yes, he's in.
So
he's
right
in
when I get
Budapest.
off of the plane, they have dinner downtown at a restaurant called Mezzaluna. They have it all set up. Now the new director of operations over there, the new chief of operations, the man in charge is Kenny Lambert, and he's been around poker forever. Real industry veteran, you guys. He's actually the guy who invented the World Series of Poker circuit. So he is the guy who gave Jack Effel like his first dealing job. He was working at Binion's as a busboy back in the 70s. He's been around poker his whole life. And he had invited Robert Williamson III to come out and kind of do a guest gig. It's kind of an audition, really. This guest host. It's kind of an audition for the actual hosting gig. So Robert Williamson III is also there auditioning. So we're basically auditioning for the same part. And we all go to dinner, and Robert's there, Kenny's there, and all the HBT guys are there. We have some good times. And the next morning, I go in to.
What'd you have for dinner? The duck.
I think I had the duck.
So what kind of was it? Fried duck, or it was a really good restaurant too. What
good.
restaurant was it called in Fargo?
Mezzaluna in downtown Fargo.
Mezzaluna.
Fargo's pretty cool. It's a town of about 130,000, 150,000 people, so it's pretty small. It kind of reminds me of my hometown of Columbia, Missouri. Let's take a look here.
You shoving there? No. Oh.
So I am crazy no asking if he calls the turn. Let's say that you do bet the turn and he calls. Do you give up on the river if an 8 or a full house doesn't come? I would say no. I go ahead and try to go for max value on the river if that 8 doesn't come. The 8's a bad card for you. I would probably make a fire out on the river somewhere like a half pot and assume that you're going to get called with worse. You're going to get called with any overpair. You're going to get called with the ace 9s and the ace 7s. You're going to get called with maybe even as bad as like the ace 6, ace 5. Keep in mind that he is going to be putting you. He's going to put you on ace king or ace queen. So can you get called with worse when you have 2 pair? Absolutely. And if you fire out a value bet on the turn there, I'm crazy no, and he calls, I would probably continue with the drive on the river because you raised pre-flop. You're representing a hand that he's not really putting you on 2 pair. He's putting you on over cards, over pair, or a set. He's not going to put you on 5-6, 5-7, 6-7, 9-7, 9-5. He's not putting you on 2 pair. So, fire out on the river because your hand basically, you should play that hand basically the same way as if you had pocket 6s and flopped a set. So.
Back to your story, Dutch.
Back to the story. I go in the next day.
Okay, next day.
V-Rob, I don't know if you realize this, but when you walk into the HPT offices in Fargo, what they did was they went out and got they got canvases of the winners' pictures of all the HPT events. So right when you walk in, if you look up the stairs, yours is the first canvas you see. There is Rob Perlman. In a pretty big size canvas, huge smile on your face. It might be like the biggest smile that you've ever had in your life because it's just like you're holding.
You should have taken a picture of that too.
I should have. Shoot. I should have had a picture of myself.
See, that's why I
next to that
should go with
canvas.
Dutch because Dutch forgets all the opportunities. Because that would have been a really awesome picture.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so Enlightened Rage saying the same thing happened to him on a plane next to an old couple, but it was the movie Black Swan when Natalie Portman and what's the girl's name? Mila Kunis.
Kunis, yeah, I like her.
Just start going at it. What a great movie.
Yeah, it was it was okay. It was good.
So I don't know, you guys. I mean, like it's kind of weird. When I was a little younger, I remember they used to just sell porn in airports. You'd like go into the bookstore, and you'd be able to buy like a Playboy or a Hustler.
You sure?
I'm sure.
I
Yeah.
don't know,
I don't know if it was. You could at least buy Playboy.
Because
I remember.
Maybe you're
like
confusing the airport with a gas station or 7-Eleven.
No. The airport bookstores would have porn magazines that you could buy, and I don't know if it was like super like the.
Were you just waiting?
Super hardcore porn mags.
Wait, how old are you then?
But it was at the very least Playboy, and I think that you could also get Hustler.
But how old were you?
17, 18,
Okay.
19, like around there. I remember being able to buy those. I never bought them.
I think it was a dream.
But I do remember it was. I always thought, well, who would buy those?
But
then one time when I walked into a plane, there was kind of like this, like this guy in his 40s sitting there, just sitting on the plane, reading one of the porn magazines that he bought in the bookstore, like a Penthouse or something. And I was like, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know.
Well, they have them for sale.
I mean, they have them for sale. I didn't see them now. I think it's been a while since they've had porn magazines for sale at an airport bookstore.
Killjoy says hi, and your best friend's in the house. Dutch's best friend.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Let me see. Who is my best friend?
Dutch's best friend.
Oh, Dutch's BFF. My best friend forever.
Forgot.
In the house. Good to see you, friend. Good to see you, my best friend. It's good to see you, man. We got Killjoy 83 in the stream. And
Joe Magic asks, "Hey, hi Dutch, you see that? It's a lot next."
a knitted privacy burqa.
No, the other
Amara
one.
Dave, if you actually like knitted me a privacy burqa for my
No,
flights,
you don't
I would
need a
wear it
burqa.
in every flight. But I would need to know that it was actually like you who knitted it.
You know how hard? You know how long that would take to knit?
It would take a long time. But if you did it, Amara Dave,
Make
if
sure you
did
do it out of alpaca
if you knit me a privacy
and make it
burqa,
blue,
I will wear it on every
a
flight.
bright electric blue.
We got Joe Magic 1 saying, "Hi Dutch and Michelle, is it okay to ship Ace King offsuit with 9.5 big blinds?" Yes. I don't even have to read any further. Yes. It's okay to ship 9.5 big blinds Ace King offsuit under the gun. Foxy Pete making a raise here, way more than 3x, right? Well, not way more, but 3x would be 720, so he's making it 840. We'll get out of your way there, Foxy Pete. Even though we know that you are willing to make those pre-flop inflation bets with a little bit worse than what we would expect to see. We make the fold. Decker711 asking, speaking of Jack Effel, have you been following the Matt Glantz situation?
What's the situation, Dutch?
So, I mean, the situation is Matt Glantz wrote an op-ed piece for Bluff about how the World Series of Poker is going down. How it's like really downhill.
Didn't just Bluff just die?
Yes. Well,
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait.
Okay, look.
Should we take that seriously then? I mean, he couldn't even see his Bluff magazine dying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, man, sometimes it's right in front of you. But anyways, what did the article say?
The
I'm curious.
op-ed piece basically said that the World Series of Poker has really gone downhill. That it's not as prestigious as it was.
WSOP should write an article about how Bluff magazine.
We're gonna like take over the poker room.
Hey,
Exactly. Jacob 69. Jacob, thank you very much for clicking on that sub button. Really appreciate it, dude. Welcome to the crew. You are awesome, Jacob.
You were excellent.
Thanks for supporting the stream, man. And keep in mind, all of our subs are getting the book Poker Tilt. So hopefully you get a chance to give that a read. XML is going to go and send that over to you. If there's anything I can do for you, Jacob, I want you to let me know. Dutch@dutchboy.com. Thank you so much for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Nice little sub dance there, XML.
Don't look at me. Don't watch me.
Don't look at me. So Matt Glantz, Bluff Magazine, WSOP. Let me see if I can get the op-ed.
Yes, please do.
Matt Glantz says the World Series of Poker is losing its luster.
Oh no.
That's the headline. And he says, coming into this year's World Series of Poker, I saw all the usual excitement from the poker community that was anticipating another great summer in Vegas. Unfortunately, that excitement has quickly turned to frustration and disappointment.
Grrr.
The WSOP is losing its luster. This is June 18th, so this is about 2.5 weeks in.
So, like,
Almost 3 weeks in.
How long has he been playing poker?
Matt Glantz?
Yeah.
Forever.
So maybe he's lost his luster. Gets old.
Matt Glantz is he's a solid player, one of the best players. He's a bracelet winner.
Yeah, but sometimes you need a break from playing poker, though.
Right? I mean, he's quite outspoken, and if he thinks something's wrong, he goes ahead and lets everybody know.
Sure.
So, what are the problems, in his opinion? Well, he didn't like the cards. He felt like the cards were cheap, and they were.
That's true. That is correct. I disagree
What
with
else? He didn't like the new structure in place for the lower buy-in mixed events, which I'm going to have to agree with him. Early on, and they actually changed this halfway through. About the time when he wrote this, they decided, you know what, we're going to go ahead and change the structure midway through the series for these low buy-in mixed events. Because what would happen is you'd start playing, and the first 4 to 6 hours meant absolutely nothing. So 60-something% of the field was getting through to day 2. And then it would speed up towards the middle and end, which isn't really what you're trying to do. So they changed the structures, made the first level or two a little bit more important. So they actually changed that. They changed the cards, right? So halfway through the tournament, so many players were complaining. They changed the cards too. And then he has the lack of media coverage has been a major factor in the lack of excitement this year. The WSOP dropped Poker News, and everyone's upset that they dropped Poker News. They feel like they need to, that the live coverage wasn't all that great this year. So I hear it from from a couple inside sources, you guys, that how this worked was that the World Series of Poker was previously paying Poker News $250,000 a summer to come in and report on it.
But before we go into that, tell them how it used to work.
It used to work that Poker News would pay the World Series. It used to work that the media outlet
before Black Friday.
Exactly. Would
so it wasn't
pay
that
the
long
World
ago.
Series for the privilege of reporting and having people come to the site and then go ahead and send those players off to PokerStars or Full Tilt or Ultimate Bet and collect some nice affiliate payment checks. And this is basically what built Poker News into the site it is now. Then after Black Friday, Poker News is like, look, we can't pay you guys anymore to do the reporting. And this probably happened right before the World Series. So we're not going to come out. And the World Series is like, well, we need you to come out. And the Poker News is like, well, we need you to pay us then.
Mm-hmm. They probably didn't have anything
the
set
WSOP,
up.
Yeah, the WSOP probably had no notice because Black Friday happened in April. The World Series is happening in June. So they probably got pressured to, okay, we're going to pay you. And then...
Now, these are all assumptions. We're all assuming.
This is a big assumption. And the $250,000 figure that I hear, that's also...
Yeah,
that could or could not be the real thing. Nakiki with the resub. Nakiki, big fist bump. Thank you so much for sticking with us, man. Really appreciate you still being a sub after 3 months. It's been so awesome. I've had, I would say like 90% of my relationships have not lasted as long as our relationship with you, Nakiki. So thank you so much for being here and clicking on that resub button. So yeah, so Poker News did a great job. But, the World Series of Poker is like, we're going to start doing this in-house. And they still allow any organization to get a media pass. You can go in and you can do...
So could have Poker News... Poker News did have a media pass, right?
Poker News had media out here, and they were doing coverage. They just weren't doing the live updates. They weren't doing, like, the chip counts and the live updates.
Stream, okay.
So, I mean, how big of a deal is it really to have chip counts? Who's really looking? My mom's looking, I guess, but she should just go to my own Twitter account if she wants my updates.
Yeah, but you don't update very well.
Players are always like,
and they never get in the years that I've watched you play, they've never had it right.
No.
So, and that's 7 years.
So I don't really know.
So they've never had it right.
I don't really. Yeah, exactly. I don't really understand how people are remembering the Poker News
being like
updates as
being,
and
they also had a. Do you remember they had a
the best out there? I mean,
they had like
good,
a Twitch. They had a a Twitter where they were trying to do chips counts, and that didn't work out either.
Yeah, so they were trying to do. Yeah, Dan Shack tried to put it together so that every single table would like live. Have live chip counts every break, and that was a really good idea that never really took off. Yeah, I don't. Come to think of it, I don't know why everyone's remembering the good old days of Poker News as live updates as like
being so fabulous,
as being so fabulous. Because I remember being upset all the time,
and they always forget
going into like a top 5 stack and looking at the counts, and there I am with starting stack. If they even mention I'm playing the tournament.
Yeah, they a lot of the times.
Stylist with the
actually,
Thank
a lot.
You so much for resubbing T Stylist.
They report more on you now than they have ever because of your third bracelet, probably. But yeah, they hardly ever had you on the.
Yeah, Yeah.
on the report. So
And if you don't have a
You have
if
to-
you don't have a couple bracelets, you just get missed.
I think the whole
so-
thing about media is that you have to know your media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just have to go out of your way, introduce yourself.
You have to make it a point to let them
Meet
know
them and
that
know who you
that you want them to report on you, and they should. Yeah, you need to like go out, shake their hand, say hello, tell them, hey, listen, I'm over there. Maybe you could give it a little bit of a report. They will.
Yeah, they
don't
will
know.
for sure.
Especially the new ones. They look around and they have no idea who's who.
Same with photographers too.
Yeah.
They're gonna take pictures of you if you're like, take a picture of me, because a lot of it. I mean, when I was taking pictures, I felt kind of weird going around taking pictures, but a lot of people liked it. And,
But
and,
if there
and
was
once they got used to seeing me, they're like, "Hey, Michelle, come over here," and I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
and I go over there, and it was fun. But
So if
that's
there's
how
like
it
some
is.
poker player that you don't recognize, right?
Yeah.
Who's like, you with the camera, take a picture.
I even took a picture of like some guy
You're gonna
wandering
do
the
it,
halls. I love that picture.
Yeah.
That guy, he was like, he just saw me with a
That's
big
right.
camera, and
He's
he's like,
like, "Take a picture. Come here, take a
He
picture."
he was awesome. He was like 90 or 80 in his 80s, but it's one of my favorite pictures because he was just there.
So Joe Magic 1 having a question, but I don't really. Okay, here it is. Is it okay to ship Ace King offsuit with 9.5 big blinds under the gun instead of raising calling off? Really enjoyed you owning the Sunday Major. Yeah, owning it, getting second. I don't know if getting second is owning it, but it's a good score. I felt really good about it. Always enjoy your stream. Well, Joe Magic, we're really happy to have you here. Is it okay to ship Ace King offsuit instead of raise calling? Is it better to raise call? Well, Ace King offsuit, man. I don't really feel like you have fold equity with 9.5 big blinds. If you raise, a minimum of 2, you're going to be getting 2-1 when it comes back around to you. So just make the ship. Make the ship. I hope that you get called with worse. I think that if you look at any of the push fold charts with with less than 10 big blinds, 10 or less big blinds, Ace King offsuit is going to be a shove. Any of them. I can't really think of why you wouldn't shove. I guess there would be some. There might be some situations where.
Is Delaware connected or New Jersey? It's Delaware, right?
Yeah, I'm not really going to spend too much time here and brain resources trying to come up with exceptions to the rule, because the rule is to shove, Joe. Just shove it. 9.5 big blinds under the gun, Ace King offsuit, make the ship. I would say 15, 16 big blinds. Maybe that's when you can just start making a normal raise. 20 big blinds, you want to make the normal raise.
Are you dropping frames?
I don't think so.
I'm on a weird low.
Nope. No dropping frames. If you got 40 big blinds and you shove, I'm gonna slap you, Joe.
There we go.
I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna reach through the camera. I'm just gonna give you a little slap, because that's too much to shove with Ace King offsuit. But 9 big blinds, you can't open limp. Never open limp. Raising, you're just going to run into trouble, and you're gonna be telling a bad beat about how someone called you with Queen 10 suited. And so just make the shove. You're gonna be able to pick up the pot without a flop most of the time, and when you do get called, a good chunk of the time you're going to be loving it, because you're going to have a 3-1 chip advantage. Yeah, don't overthink it. 9.5 big blinds, Ace King offsuit, make the ship. So the second night in Fargo, after it was like a real job. I wake up. I grab breakfast with James Larson, who is taking over Fred's spot at the HPT.
Oh, that's a great idea. Wait.
And have breakfast with him. We roll into the studio. I get the tour. I get to see the table and all their equipment. I get to see the studio where they have the jig and the cameras and the lights all set up, and they've got like the desk, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So the first day we just cut the audio, which is us sitting in front of a computer with their with their editor Jeff Casper, and he's kind of going through and the 2 episodes that we're calling from Prairie Meadows, and we're basically just doing what you'd expect. I don't really like the open limp here, James. Gosh, I hate the open limp. And I think that if you're going to play the hand, just come in with a raise, set yourself up with a post flop C bet. Take the initiative, take the aggression. I hate open limping here. Things like that. It was pretty fun. It was the Prairie Meadows episode that we ended up calling was the one that Matt Alexander, Ku Vang, and a guy named Travis was playing. So I didn't really recognize the names going in, but they've had some success on the trail. We're gonna go ahead and make the fold here. It feels a little bit nitty to fold King Queen offsuit, but it also feels like it's not that strong of a hand to come in for a raise. So done with it. So then afterwards we go to this little pool hall, and it's not actually a little pool hall. It turns out Fargo has about the biggest pool hall I've ever seen. It's a really small town. You walk in though, and there's like 50 or 60 diamond tables. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And like 3 of them are taken. It was
in pool hall heaven.
It was pool hall heaven, except it was just kind of like, it was also kind of like, imagine taking the Commerce Casino and placing it in the middle of nowhere. It was kind of like that, where why do they have this nice of a pool hall? I feel like you could take every person in Fargo and have them come play pool, and there'd still be 3 tables that are open. It was kind of a surprise.
So you had fun. Did you win your pool game?
This was the best part. This was what I was leading up to. Look at this, pocket aces.
Oh,
let's not worry about the aces. Let me tell you what happened.
Yeah, let's keep on going with the pool story.
We decided to play 9-ball, right?
Oh, you're in the small blind too.
And I'm going to play this game with Derek, and he's like, "Okay, you break, Dutch." And I'm like, "Okay," and I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." And he's like, "Are you good at pool?" I'm like, "I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I wouldn't say that I'm great, but I'm confident I can hold my own." So I break it. And then proceed, I get 1 ball in, and then I proceed to run the table. All 9 balls. I'm beating the ghost. It was awesome. And,
what are you going to do here, Dutch? Ship it?
I think we make it 3,600 here.
36. Is that the proper amount?
I don't really know what the proper amount is. This is kind of a
12,
weird spot where it's just going to, look at this. Look at Angus Mad Cow.
He's Mad Cow.
He's all in. We've got this guy Zizzy all in. EP Lefty, he decides to go ahead and call all in. And let's just go ahead and get the rest of it in. Why
luck.
not?
GG. Good luck.
Aces, looking pretty good. We got EP Lefty 15 getting rid of it, and this is probably gonna be a nice little little
guys.
triple up there. Nice hand.
Gosh, guys. They just wow.
Angus Mad Cow with the Jack 9 suited, just getting it all in there pre-flop. We're going to go ahead and give him a bony fish for that one.
What's going on here? What's going on here? Why is Giant saying stuff? Let's time him out. I don't know what he's doing. He's just saying at. Number,
I see
number.
that. number.
Also,
number.
I'll just ban him. I just timed him out right now.
Yeah.
But let's see. So how do you subscribe, Blake Barney?
Blake Barnes 99 asking how he can subscribe.
Gosh, I turned my head for 1 minute, and this troll's like, no. That's so weird. Sorry, not you. Not you, Blake.
So let's get back to Glance, right? We were talking about poker news. We were talking about the lack of media coverage, which I actually feel like they did a pretty decent job in-house this year. I don't know. I feel like they did okay. So in previous years, Poker News. This is from Matt Glance's op-ed. In previous years, Poker News helped tremendously to produce a more exciting atmosphere overall. The unknown recreational players truly loved the Poker News MyStack app to update chip counts for their friends and family back home. It added so much to the WSOP experience and made everybody feel a part of the action. I believe the WSOP executives are going to truly feel the long-term effects eventually and regret this decision to make the media and live reporting in-house. So then, what were the other issues? The usual cashier cage issues, and no real improvement in food offerings from the previous years. While these major problems exist, it should also be noted that WSOP management do an excellent job of running events. Events start on time. There are rarely any major problems with thousands of player fields. The WSOP marketing team does an amazing job every year. The floor staff is as good as it gets in this business. Things could be a whole lot worse. And this is what he says. To the WSOP powers that be, Ty Stewart, Jack Effel, and Seth Polanski, the WSOP is losing its luster. I can honestly say this is the first summer I have ever had the thought that I might not come back next year. I might actually skip the WSOP. When talking about it with my peers, I am hearing similar thoughts across the board. You should be greatly concerned. You should be scared. You desperately need the help of the players. While you have always been open to suggestions from players and taking the suggestions back to your internal committees to make decisions, this needs to change. This system is broken. The time has come for the players to be an intimate part of the decision-making process. Without the help of the players, your brand is going to suffer, and pretty quickly your business will follow suit. You need a WSOP players panel, a group of 6 to 8 poker players that are respected by their peers, that are representative of the entire WSOP customer base, and that are willing to take on the responsibility of helping to grow the WSOP brand. Of course, I would be one of these 6 to 8 poker players. This group, I added that part. This group needs to be paid a reasonable compensation by the
Are you adding this part?
No, this is on there.
Wait. Can you
Matt.
Can you back up?
So this is basically Matt Glantz trying to create a job for himself. he's trying to squeeze them a little.
He's not an independent.
Fee.
He is an employee. Is that what the situation is?
This group needs to be paid a reasonable compensation by the WSOP for the work they will need
to
do.
What group? The players?
I'm sorry, guys. This is actually like the first time I read to the end of his op-ed. But this is kind of ridiculous now. Now that I'm actually reading this, first off,
I'm glad I dissed him.
Okay, the idea of having a 6 to 8 poker player panel to help with the growth of the WSOP brand,
it's stupid.
And to help with these kind of issues, to be able to say even before the problems start, look, this is going to be a problem.
So he's trying to make a Poker Stars kind of like pro thing again, like
I think
pro
it's more
team?
kind of like an Epic panel, right? Epic Poker League had like an ethics committee. Look, I think having like a player panel is probably a good idea, Matt. But if you look at this, we have Beantown Red with the resub. Beantown.
Good to see you. I like your emotes.
Thank you so much for being here, man.
Keep going. Read the article because I haven't heard it either. This is pretty funny.
Well, I think a player panel is probably a good idea because let's face it, a lot of players out there, their own personal brand identity is really wrapped up with the World Series of Poker. I probably should have made a little C-bet here, or a little firing out here, you guys. And I don't know. Wow, look at this. EP Lefty making the check call. Foxy Pete betting the pot. I don't really know what to do here, you guys. Yeah, let's just call and see what happens on the turn. An ace on the turn isn't what we're looking for. I think that is probably just going to be a check fold. Well, now we're in pretty good shape. Sure. Okay. Foxy Pete sitting there with a... What did he have? I'll tell you what he had, you guys. He had a pocket kings. Pocket kings. So, Foxy Pete open limping with King.
We're gonna take over the poker world.
Let's see a flop with this too. And we just kind of crush it. I'm gonna go ahead and slow play here. I don't often slow play, but this seems like a pretty good spot to do it. An 8 of clubs comes on the turn, so yeah, let's go ahead and make another check here. This is kind of what we want to see. We kind of want to see Foxy Pete firing out a pot-sized bet with a flush draw. So I think if I call here, it kind of looks a little more like we have a flush draw.
Do we get a sub here? Oh, yeah, we did. We get a sub. Uncode.
Oh, really?
Yes, we did. You were in the middle of your hand, intense-like. And I was answering a question.
So got pretty lucky there.
Oh, wow.
Uncode just subscribed, man. Uncode.
And you have a question from Nilesy about
Thanks so
the
much.
rounders.
Big fist bump to Uncode. And Uncode, we ship all of our subs a copy of my book, Poker Tilt, DRM free. So check your Twitch message box for that. I just want to welcome you to the crew. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. And if there's anything I can do for you, I want you to let me know. Big fist bump to you, buddy. Okay, so what did Nilesy have to ask?
In the movie Rounders, there's a scene where they're watching the Johnny Chan against Seidel in the 1988 final. Seidel shoves, Chan calls, but before he calls, he turns the cards over, then he shoves his chips. Isn't there like a rule about showing your cards like that? Like, I can't shake the feeling that the hand should be called dead. You probably remember the moment. I don't know. I haven't watched it that much.
So how does it happen? How it happens is it's not going to be a dead hand, Nilesy. That's pretty funny though. That's pretty funny if like Eric Seidel like stands up. He's like, "No, wait, everybody,
it's dead.
That's a dead hand. That's a dead hand." So how it happened was Johnny Chan has the nuts straight. He has the absolute stone cold nuts. He checks to Eric Seidel, who goes ahead and pushes all in as a bluff, all in. And Johnny Chan, instead of saying call and turning over his chips, he kind of nods, turns over his nuts, and pushes his chips in the middle.
Oh, okay.
And I will say this: any kind of spot where exposing your hand early is against the rules, and I think it is against the TDA rules. I don't really think it should be in heads-up situations. I think you should be able to show your hand and say whatever you want. And sometimes, I gotta admit, sometimes I will. If I don't know what to do, and I have like a really strong hand, I'll be like, I don't know what to do with these, and I'll show them. And because I want to get the read, and if I get called on it and have to sit out a hand or an orbit, a lot of times it's going to be worth it because. Yeah, but those penalties are cumulative. You can't really, pool those kind of moves too often, or you start losing more than just one orbit. So, really, really rare. But I think it's a bad rule to begin with. Okay. Really bad rule.
Okay, so I want to get back to this Matt Glantz thing about.
Okay, but hold on.
Okay,
before we do that, Niles,
okay.
any spot where it's going to be against the rules to turn over your hand prematurely in order to get a read, which is not what he was doing here. But anytime it is, it's not going to ever be like that's a dead hand. They just don't kill hands. What they will do is say you get a penalty or a warning, and your penalty is going to be a one hand to one orbit penalty, where you have to actually skip a hand or skip a penalty. Okay, what did you want to do, Michelle?
Go back to the story because I want to know what you guys are supposed to be paid.
This group needs to be paid a reasonable compensation by the WSOP for the work they will need to do. They will need to be open and responsive to the entire poker community. It will not be an easy job for the players, but it will certainly make your jobs much easier and help you assure success. You need the help of the players, and the players willing to help. So, couple of people talking about, we could go through the comments, but let's just get to the point here. Matt Glantz said that there were 4 issues, right? First, with the cards. Well, the World Series fixed that. Second, with the structure of the mixed games. Well, the World Series fixed that. Third, with the live updates, which I would suggest weren't really all that bad. And fourth, with the long registration lines, the long payout lines, and I guess fifth, lack of food offerings. Well, for number 5, Matt, get out of the Rio. You're in Vegas. You're 2 minutes away from Chinatown. You're 2 minutes away from the Strip.
There's
get out of the Rio.
Naked City Pizzas just right down the road.
Yeah, and keep in mind that you can always have things delivered right to your table from outside the Rio. You know, when I was on day 2 of the DraftKings of the DraftKings 50/50, I was playing with Recchi. You guys will remember that Recchi's the one who got banned from the Venetian while he had like a huge chip lead in the tournament. Got banned during a break for going out to the parking lot and smoking weed. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, but I have my stack. And they're like, you're out of here. That was an expensive joint. That might be the most that anybody has ever paid for a joint.
Banning?
Well, besides the guys who have paid the government in the form of 20 years. But yeah, so Matt, we were in the money, and during a break, he ordered a pizza for the whole table. It was awesome. We had Metro Pizza delivered right to our table. I mean, you can have delivery besides just, American Dave's. And, look outside the Rio. I wouldn't really expect that the World Series of Poker would have, fine dining for the players. So anyway, number 5, food offerings. Come on, man. We're not even going to count that. That's not Jack Effel. What do you want, Jack Effel to, cook you a nice meal? I mean, we're not even going to count that as a complaint. So 2 of the complaints that you have already been taken care of. One of the complaints, the live updates, I would say, it's not that bad. And it's going to get better every year. And the 4th one, how long, Matt, did you really have to wait in line for the Colossus? I would bet that you didn't have to wait very long. You go in through the diamond, line and register. For anybody else who's trying to get through, it's open 24 hours. Just go, during off-peak times. But if you have 6,000 people all registering for an event, it's going to take a while. So I don't really think the World Series of Poker did poorly at all. I do agree with you that maybe they should have a players panel because, my personal brand and Matt's personal brand and so many of the Negrani's personal brand is intimately wrapped up with the growth of the World Series. We all not only want the World Series to succeed, we kind of need it to succeed because as soon as a World Series of Poker bracelet it stops meaning anything, as soon as as it declines to the point it used to be that those big Orleans Open events were really prestigious. That used to be a really prestigious event to win. And people would, if things were a little bit different, maybe instead of counting bracelets, they'd be counting, Orleans Open championships. We've got WPT, EPT now. We've got, other tours kind of coming up. It might be in the future that a World Series of Poker bracelet means less than an HPT championship. That could happen, So I feel like, the World Series of Poker would be pretty well served to have a player panel to help them with some problems and decisions or whatever. But
they have the panel.
I think that the worst thing they should
don't they have a panel?
They used to have one,
but didn't they just have a panel to just recently? They had the dealers though, or not the dealers, or the managers went together and they made some decisions on the cards. That panel.
They used to, but I think that Jack does a pretty good job at listening to the players
and making things better.
The reason that this is kind of a controversy is because Matt keeps on going and going and going with this, Jack mutes him.
Sure, I would
blocks him on his Twitter. So WSOPTD at WSOPTD.
It's funny.
No longer listens to Matt Glantz. He's just like, oh, whatever.
Well,
Matt,
if you're negative,
I'm tired of listening to you, dude. You never have anything positive to say. So,
well, he does have a lot of followers here. I follow him. Let's see. So that's why the controversy, because he got muted?
Oh, wow. Yeah, looking at Matt Glance's Twitter, this is kind of funny. This is some drama. He just got a Facebook message.
Yeah, he did.
Can I read it to you?
Yes, indeed.
This is Matt Glance's just received Facebook message. Hey, you do not know me, but maybe you can help me. Some time ago, a colleague who sells pot asked me to preserve his money because he had problems. However, my house was robbed, and now he wants the money back. In the meantime, my girlfriend got home after my grandparents, who wants to renovate and who wants to take a loan. My work does not give me such income that would allow me to cope with such a loan. You could not lend me around 25,000? Question mark. I will not lie that I will give for a month or two because I think I could be that after 6 or 7 years. Oh my gosh. This guy's like... Do you think that you could loan me? Do you think you could loan me 25 grand? I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably not gonna be able to get it back to you anytime soon. It's probably gonna take me 6 or 7 years. I work as a technician at the networks, and I am a recreational poker player. Oh my gosh, I know you probably get hundreds of messages, but it can happen. This is a true story, and I'm fucked. Emoticon frown. If you could help me, here is my skrill. Wow. So I wonder what the chances of that happening are. I wonder what the chances of Matt Glantz just being like, yeah, you know what, buddy? I wouldn't normally do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and send you 25 grand on your Skrill account. I hope that everything works out, and you can pay your pot dealer back, and you can make those renovations on your home. And if it takes you 7 years, hell, if it takes you 8 years to get me that 25,000 back, well, that's cool. Just make sure to get it back to me sometime. What are the chances? What are the chances? I have no idea. Okay, so the producer open limping here. And we're sitting here with kind of a weird decision. Pocket eights. Yeah, we'll go ahead and see a flop. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like yeah, I mean, this isn't the flop we're looking for. We'll go ahead and make the check fold.
So that was just like, it had nothing to do with the controversy, though. That was just some random person. Oh. Well, I thought it had something to do with the controversy there. So what happened to WSOP? Are they still blocking them?
Probably, yeah.
It's funny. Is it WSOP or is it Jack? Or both?
WSOP TD, I think, is what it is. So EP lift a open limping. Let's go ahead and make a little raise here. 3x plus his open limp. Look at this. We've got a donation. Blake Barnes donating $50.
Thank you, Blake.
Glad to see you doing so well, buddy. Good luck with everything. Blake Barnes, man, thank you so much for clicking on that donation button. That's really huge. Really appreciate it. Wow, this is kind of awkward here. I don't really think that we're gonna make a fold for 160. So the only question is, do we call and try to take it on the turn? So yeah, we raise and he folds. So hey Blake, thanks so much, man. Really appreciate the donation. That's huge. That's huge. It's like 10 subs right there. Really appreciate it, man. And let me know if there's anything I can do for you. I really appreciate it. Wow, $50. That's like, now we can now we don't have to worry about winning this tournament. Okay. Thanks, man. So Chris Tesaro had an All In magazine over at the magazine I write for. The 2015 WSP is correctly predicted by yours truly. It was definitely the year of the complainer. So if they have a player panel, I think that if they have a player panel, I don't think that player panel should get paid. I think that actually opens up kind of a can of worms where now they're going to be more motivated to not make waves. I think that's actually kind of a bad idea. Hey, let's turn this into just a little set mining opportunity. Let's just dig for a set here and take a really cheap flop. Allow everybody to come in for a real cheap flop, Zizzy, Deposit, Vegas V. We want all of you guys to come in for a really cheap flop, because when that comes 984, we're feeling pretty good about it. I'm going to go ahead and make the fold there. Acid Wave saying, that Macau Dragon is way cooler than any bracelet or EPT. What is the, a red dragon statue? Macau Dragon? Let me take a look at what you're talking about, man.
The prize.
Maybe I need to start trying to get one of those. A red dragon statue? That's really cool. The Macau Poker Cup Signature Tournament is the Red Dragon event. The Red Dragon event. Let's see a picture of this red dragon statue. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Let's load that on the stream. Let's fold this so that I can just focus on adding this. Look at this. The red dragon. Ooh. Is that going to be the new bracelet, you guys? It could be. It could be. So, what are we doing, guys? What do you guys think about that King Queen? King Queen offsuit under the gun, pre-ante. The 8160 level. Is it a raise? Is it a raise under the gun, King Queen offsuit? I don't know. I really don't know. I think I'm more likely to raise it towards the middle and end stages of a tournament where the antes have actually kicked in and there's a little bit more to be gained by getting through the blinds. So Acid Wave, that is pretty cool. I think that maybe I do think that pretty much every major tournament series should give something. Should give something. Mountain Jack in the stream. Good to see you, man. We got Siren 2 chilling out with us. We've got a Carnophage. I like Carnophage. I like the username. It says the question should be, what is the square root of 0? I don't like thinking about that one too much. It just makes my head explode. Mayor Dave, internet begging. It's not for the meek. I guess like.
What's this? I'm answering a question.
So Mountain Jack asking, how the heck do I play Real Poker in USA online?
Oh, with the begging for the money on the Matt Glantz thing. Yeah. That's what that was about.
There's going to be a lot of places to play online, Mountain Jack. If you're in Delaware or New Jersey or Nevada, you get to play legally online. There's going to be a lot of places that you can play illegally online. Just do a Google search for U.S.-friendly online card rooms. The big ones, you know, as long as you stay away from, I would stay away from Carbon at this point. I kind of feel like they're probably going to be the next one to go down. Bovada and ACR, I've heard bad things about, you know, I've heard that Bovada's been slow from a couple of different people, but that'd probably be my pick if I was looking at you know, supporting an offshore illegal card room. If I was going to support, you know, some sort of criminal enterprise offshore, I'd probably be going on Bovada. Yeah, let's go ahead and isolate EP Lefty with the Ace-6 of diamonds. It's kind of back and forth whether I want to just make the call and induce a couple people behind me to call as well, or whether I want to make the isolation here. Decide to go for the isolation. And against two people, yeah, let's go ahead and fire out a half-pot size bet here. We have top pair, figures to be the best hand. And I am crazy. No, I think that we actually got moved from PokerCat's table. Yeah, Mountain Jack, Go for Bovada, ACR, one of those two. I can't really support those. I can't really promote those, but if I was in your spot, now wasn't in, I was in the States, but not in Nevada or Jersey or Delaware. That's probably what I'd be playing on. There's also always seals with clubs, I guess. Bitcoin. But if you're in a jurisdiction where you can play legally, like Nevada, I would just focus on the legal card rooms. I mean, support your legal options and make sure that every time you log in, go ahead and pick up the phone, call your representative, and say, "Look, I want you to make poker legal here." Poker should be legal where you are. There's no reason why we don't get to play Texas Hold'em in Texas. Why we don't get to play Omaha in Nebraska. Why can't you play online Omaha for real money in Nebraska? It doesn't make sense. So, ZASDF Unreal saying they should dump bracelets and go to rings like every other sport. I don't think the WSOP should dump bracelets, but I do think this. I do think that when you've got other, when you've got other, okay, we're gonna go ahead and make the raise here. We are now tapering down to 500. No longer are we making it 3x. Now we're making it 2.5x, and Ace King offsuit is a pretty strong hand to be opening with. Stay strong, Ace King. Stay strong. We're going to see a flop here. Stay strong. And just completely whiffed it. So pretty much done with this. Check fold. Check fold. Well, we can't check fold to a $400 bet. Yeah, we make the call here, getting 9-1, and hope to hit one of our 6-outers or a runner flush draw. Okay, the producer, we're going to give you credit for having better than ace high here. Maybe we're giving you too much credit. Possibly. So happy 001111 saying he's on his mobile. You can't see the sub button. I don't think there is a sub button on the mobile app, guys. So if you're watching on a smart TV or a smartphone, Foxy Pete, you're gonna go and get the bony fish here.
What was that? What was that article? Can you link that article?
The Mac Lance one?
Yeah, I want to read it myself because I don't think I got the end of it.
Okay. Yes, I can link the article. So this is the Mac Lance article. I'm linking it in the past 4 minutes.
Okay.
Foxy Pete, open limping under the gun. We've seen him do that before with Pocket King, so I was kind of hoping that he had an overpair there. We kind of crushed that board, you guys, and I sure would have loved it if Foxy Pete was waking up with like some sort, Queen Jack would have been okay there. If he has Queen Jack, I'm feeling pretty happy, but I'm okay. We'll just take it. We'll take it. So 3 out of 36 now, you guys. The add-on period hasn't hit yet, so that means that we've got almost 20 players, 17 players here who decided to go ahead and go broke and not take advantage of that add-on opportunity towards the end. We got Etho Dax saying, not to vouch for Bovada, but I cashed out 200 successfully in 7 days from requesting. Yeah.
PokerStud 5 says that Dutch board and X small. Let's see. When it comes to X and sir. Oh.
PokerStud 5 there are. And I guess the one I would suggest would be oh my gosh. I'm having a brain freeze here.
There's a lot of tax CPAs and things like that you can go to. Hey, Mountain Jack. He loves your cast.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make a raise here with the little Jack 10 offsuit.
Florida 11's glad to see you're back. Woot woot. Best stream on Twitch.
Thank you very much. Every summer there's an accounting firm that advertises in the halls of the Rio. That'd probably be a pretty good place to start.
Lux Artina, is that how you say it? Antenna? I always want to say antenna. Wants to post a hand
I'm
in
gonna
the
say
chat.
Lux Eterna, kind of like forever. Light forever.
Luxury forever.
I think Lux is for light, but I'm not
Do
sure.
you have a hand history there? Let's see. They want to in a reader.
I'm not sure. I think I might start changing the amount here. So, my standard C bet when I'm opening 500. My standard C bet, if I'm out of position, has been half the pot. When I'm in position, as in like going against the big blind or the small blind, or making some sort of isolation, 3-bet or a raise over an open limp, has been the same amount that I'm making at pre-flop. So there we've made it 500 into EP lefty. We had made it 500 pre-flop, 500 post-flop. But since EP lefty was a small blind there, I'm kind of thinking maybe adjusting my C-bet amount against the small blind versus the big blind. Since when the small blind calls but the big blind doesn't, there's more in the pot. So and they figure to be a little bit stronger than the big blind. So maybe making it half pot against the small blind or someone behind us. I don't know. I got to think about it. And Mike BSDRC saying, as a politician, there's no reason to open up a can of worms by supporting something controversial, which only a few people support. And it looks like you fixed that. Fixed the buy typo, not the controversial typo, though. That's okay. Mike, I'm not disagreeing with you, because the truth is poker's so niche. It's so much smaller than we would like to believe it is. But everybody, so many people play poker. A huge amount of the population plays poker, yet they don't really play poker like we play poker. They play poker like in their kitchen tables and during
on
Thanksgiving,
Zynga.
5-card draw, Zynga poker. Why should a politician care? I don't really have a good answer for that.
Well, it's a
except
game.
that it's the right thing to do.
Well, unfortunately, our politics are really, really weird, and there's a lot of things that they ban. There's a lot of crazy.
Mm-hmm. On the one
things they
hand, I would
do.
point to all the tax money that can be raised and the jobs
Look at
created.
pot. Well, look at pot. I mean, that's just so ridiculous.
It's pretty close to pot. It's
Yeah.
pretty close to pot. Online poker,
For
legalizing poker is very similar to legalizing weed. Why should a politician get behind weed? I mean, there is a pretty big difference, and that's that we've got 800,000 people incarcerated for weed-related crimes. I don't know of anybody incarcerated for poker-related crimes, except maybe a couple of the operators from Black Friday.
Yeah, it's a really silly
we've got,
thing.
like Mycon.
We have a lot of
who,
silly
got indicted
issues.
and is looking at maybe having to pay 25 grand as a fine. But I don't personally know anybody who is in prison right now for any sort of like poker related crime. I don't think anybody is. I do think that there's a few people who are in prison right now for pot related crimes, and that I know. You probably know some too. So I guess that's a pretty big distinction between like, why should a politician care about weed but not poker? Maybe that's why. They have a lot in common, though, for sure. Why should a politician care about legalizing poker? It's a controversial subject that's kind of small. I I don't know. I mean, we could point to the tax and the job creation, but really, if you use that as the motivation for why government should get behind poker, what you're basically saying is government should be in the business of gambling, be in the business of poker, and have a financial interest. That's not really why the government should do anything like that. Let's go ahead and make a raise here. We would be making it 3x. We're going to go ahead and attack this open limp by EP Lefty. Hope for some sort of favorable flop here. That's a pretty favorable flop. In fact, we're kind of crushing it. Let's go ahead and bet half pot anyway. Just because it's kind of, we have the pre-flop initiative, the pre-flop aggression. Betting, not c-betting is actually kind of suspicious here. So we c-bet, and we hope that, he actually has something he can make a call with, or maybe even make a raise with. If he's got like a pocket pair, we wouldn't expect him to just give it up. Sometimes we get to, sometimes he, makes some sort of float play or a bluff. And if he calls, we're probably just going to go ahead and check the turn, because that would be consistent with a hand like Ace-Jack. But keep in mind that like the only time we're really raising there, getting called and not c-betting, is when we, like the only hand that story kind of makes sense is a hand like Ace Queen. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make a little 2.5x raise against EP Lefty, who probably is thinking that we're picking on him. Anyway, poker is a big industry, you guys. We're talking, it's not really that small, even though maybe, the amount of players that play online, it's still not that small. I think PokerStars and Full Tilt had, more than 1 million Americans on its roster for real money. So you've got a significant percentage of the population who want to play real money online poker, and have done that in the past. You've got $250 million being generated in buy-ins at this year's World Series of Poker. You've got billions of dollars being raked online offshore right now. So is it really that small? Actually, no. It's big enough for a politician to go ahead and take a stand on it. Sure. And say, look, this is a socially evil game that we want to criminalize, or this is a positive game that we want to promote and make legal if you want it. And I think that, it's not just small enough to ignore. It's big enough where they should take a stand. Take a stand. Let's fold here. Zen Novice, though, we're going to go ahead and give you the bony fish. We've got EP Lefty 15 with the bony fish. I'm pretty tempted just to go ahead and make that isolation raise against Zen Novice there.
So, Dutch, did you get Den, who was phone? Answer.
Den, who was phone?
He said, Dutch, I'm playing 100 no limit online grinder. What live games do you think I could go? My bankroll is 4K. And he also asks, is it worth, and do you think it's even worth playing live when I could 4-table online?
I mean, with a 4K bankroll, is that really enough to play 2-5 no limit? Probably not. I think that you're probably asking for trouble if you make it that much. Shoot, what were we doing here with 240? Because I remember we were going to try tapering down to a little bit less than 2.5x, right? And the next level we're doing 680 rather than what should we make it? Maybe we just keep it at a 2.5x here at the 122.40. I don't think 4,000 is enough to play 2-5 no limit, bro. So I think that you're probably looking at 1-3 no limit as your go-to game. 1-3, 1-2 no limit if you're playing live. There's not really anything lower than that. So 1-3, 1-2 no limit. Does it make sense to play those when you can just multi-table and grind online, 4-tabling it? Probably not. If you're winning online, multi-tabling the $100 no limit tables online and 4-tabling that and have a pretty nice earn rate. I mean, the most you're really going to be making live 1-2, 1-3 no limit is going to be maybe $15, $16 an hour.
Yeah, because you're going to get more action.
Yeah, I mean,
online.
you're going to get 8 times as many hands, online as you can live. I mean, you're looking at maybe 30 hands, maybe 40 hands if you're at a table that's playing fast and has a fast dealer, but the smaller the game, probably the longer the hands actually take. The rake is so oppressive. How much can you really make it a 1-2, 1-3 no limit game? Not that much. $15 an hour is going to be a really good win rate. So, 2-5 no limit. What's a really good win rate? I mean, the most that I've really heard of people pulling out of a 2-5 no limit is going to be like 55 an hour, and I question whether that's even really sustainable. The majority of the majority of players lose, but the majority of winning players at those stakes, I think, are probably looking more like 20-25 an hour. We've got a sub.
Yay!
R Totter. R Totter.
R Totter.
It could be RT Otter too.
R Totter.
But
Hotter. Maybe it's hotter.
Hotter?
No, I don't know. I have to look at
R
it.
Totter, thank you so much for clicking on the sub button. Thanks, man. Welcome to the crew. And make sure to check your Twitch message box, R Totter, for that Poker Tilt book, DRM free, that we ship to all of our subs as a way of saying thank you. Thank you for supporting our stream. So, yeah, King 8 offsuit. Man, R Totter, you're awesome, dude. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much, player. Sly Smith saying government is in the gambling business, lotteries, poker machines, etc. I mean, yes, they are. Yes, they are. The question is, should they be? Yes, they are.
Yes, Russ, we heard it. We heard it. Do you get ace king now and ace queen? Wow.
I know. Just huge hands. Huge hands. East Side Slaggin saying, why not bet less with the trip queens and make it look like a continuation bluff? Well, East Side, I think that I've been standardizing my C bets. The amount that I'm making it is going to be the same whether I have the queen or not. So, I think that it actually looks fishy if I start adjusting it and adjusting it based on hand strength. Lux Eterna asking, why did you just give up with the ace king to his donk lead there? Because I gave him credit for having better than ace high. I think he fired 2 bullets there, right? So giving him credit for having more than ace king. Maybe maybe I'm giving him too much credit. I'm not sure, Lux. I'm not sure, Lux. If you know, then I would like to hear.
Ryder Colossus says, I don't know if it's controversial. Poker players are for it. One super rich dude is against it. Majority of people have no. That's right. A majority of people don't have an opinion.
The majority of people don't have an opinion. That's absolutely right.
And it sucks
and
because I think they don't understand that it could be taken away. I think it's been around for so long that they think it's silly. They're Blake just
Barnes
subscribed.
With
Yay!
a sub right after that big donation too.
Thank you, Blake.
Really appreciate it, man. Hey guys, so we made a little stab at this. We took a little chance at this flop, getting 5, 6, 6.5 to 1, just straight pot odds, plus also having implied odds with our 8-4 offsuit. Is it a mistake to go ahead and defend that big blind with the 8-4 offsuit for a min raise when you got Big Nick, making that min raise, forward hard, making the call? I don't know. If it is a mistake, it's not a big mistake. We're going to go ahead and give forward hard the bony fish here because open limping in this situation is a big mistake. Yeah, Blake. Man, thanks so much for that sub. And thanks so much for the earlier donation, too. That's huge. That's really huge. Thank you so much, man. And if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Dutch@dutchboy.com. So we would be making it 3x, so let's go ahead and add the 2 limpers and make this a $1,200 raise here. So yeah, the more that I think about it, most people don't have a strong opinion on
even my parents who play. My parents play poker and they don't really know.
And the people who do have a strong opinion are primarily for it. The majority of people who have like a very strong opinion about it
that are professional poker players.
Most of them are going to be for it.
Yeah.
So I don't always c-bet against 2 opponents, but 10-3-2 is dry enough where I can represent a bigger pocket pair. And if Jay Chack here doesn't have a pair or a 10, I think it's really hard for him to call. Of course, if he doesn't have a pair or a 10, I'm ahead anyway. So this isn't really like a huge bluff. It's more of just like a claim my equity type bet. We'll see what J-Chak does with it. He's kind of going into the tank here. He's going to the tank. Maybe he's going to get himself a sandwich. We are on break after this hand. Matty Matt 316 saying, I have a friend who is a pro and does poker training. I won't include a name, but he's a past November Niner. How much do people usually charge for training? So, good question, Matty Matt. I would say, like if you go in and if you go in to talk to a lawyer about
it depends on where
will, for example,
Yeah.
You're looking at paying $200 to $300 an hour, and there's 80,000 new lawyers every May. I think I don't think anyone would laugh him out of the room if he was asking for $200 or $300 an hour. It really depends on the kind of success that he's got. So as as a November Niner, if that's the only thing he's ever done.
Does he have bracelets? What did he place November 9?
Yeah, I mean, 150 to 200 an hour. If that's the only thing that he can actually show is probably not going to not going to be laughed out. If he tries to get more than 500 an hour, I think that's probably kind of a laughable rate. But I would say, yeah, 300 an hour. If you say, look, and keep in mind too, you could probably also compare it to how much it costs for a lap dance. Should it really cost more for a lap dance?
Yeah, exactly.
Than it costs to spend some time with a November Niner to
exactly,
to talk to you
and
about
it's more
poker.
personal. So and how it usually works in strip clubs here in Vegas, it's 3 songs. That's 3 songs are about 4 minutes each for $100 in the private room. A half hour is how much is a half hour? $400 a half. No wait, $200 for a half hour, $400 for an hour.
So you can do
or a 500 in the champagne room for an hour.
You can spend,
and that doesn't even include alcohol.
$400 an hour for
stripper.
For a stripper,
a sexy erotic stripper.
Or less to hang out with a November Niner and have him talk to you and improve your game and help you make more money. So yeah, $300 an hour I think is probably okay. If he looks like a sapphire stripper, then maybe he can charge more. $400 an hour, $500 an hour. Hey guys, we are on break. I'm going to be right back. Going to go and get the coffee refill. Thank you guys all the time for being here. Garbage all the time in this stream. And he's saying I'm bummed I missed the stream when Dutch was heads up with Lee, but it is on the past broadcasts. Garbage all the time. So
you can watch
love seeing you, man. Really appreciate it. And by the way, those prints came in that I ordered. So if any of you guys had a sweat in that online event, it's been like 3 weeks now, and
he's gonna send it out.
Those are going out tomorrow. So look in your mailbox in the next couple of days, Tuesday, Wednesday. You should be getting a nice little package with a money order. So guys, you guys are great. We'll be right back.
Get it muted.
Okay, guys, we are back at the WSOP.com Friday night grind. Thank you guys for being here with us. It's really cool seeing you all here. What's going on here? Why don't we have our... I'm sorry, guys.
Did you break it? Did you break everything?
We are gonna like take over.
Oh, look, we have 2 subscribers. We have
did
Gordon
kinda
Gecko.
break it. For
What'd
some
you do?
reason, our alerts aren't on the thing. Gordon Gecko just subscribed.
And
we
but
also
before
had
that,
Mountain Jack.
yes, Mountain Jack did subscribe.
Mountain Jack and Gordon Gecko, newest members of the
bumped.
crew.
You guys are awesome.
Big thank you guys for clicking on that sub. Let me see here.
What'd you do? You broke it, huh?
Yeah.
Dutch is breaking the
did.
stream.
I broke it somehow. I must have removed the alert here. That's not what we're trying to do. So yeah, sorry for that. Sorry that the alert didn't come up. And yeah, 680, 780, 880, 960 is what we're going for here.
Ha 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 ha.
We
Too
were gonna
late, I
go
already
ahead
sent
and-
it.
What's that?
He says, you don't have to help me send a book. Or he doesn't says that, Gordon Gecko says, you don't have to send me a book. We just need some help with Twitch.
Okay.
But I already sent him it, so.
That would be pretty cool. I would like to watch that too, Gordon Gecko. Okay, so that's actually a really good... how much did we make it here? So we did 680. We make the same amount, 960. So, 4, 5, 6, 8. Pretty interesting turn here. That gives us now a gut shot straight draw. So we've got the gut shot straight draw. We've got the overcards with a flush draw. And Babyface Jack just decided to go ahead and bet the pot, saying, I've got the 7. What do we do here, you guys? 9 outs. We've got 9, 10, 11, 12 clean outs, which gives us about 24% here. We also might have a 9 or a 10 as an out, maybe. So this is really kind of awkward because I really don't think that... I mean, let's just stick with the 12 outs here. A 7 or a spade is what we need. 12 outs, 24%. So we need 3 to 1 to make the call. And you'll notice we're getting 2 to 1 to make the call. And if we do hit, then we can kind of assume that he's going to give us the other 5,500. So it's really close here, really close. Once you pop in that implied odd there. And Ford Hard deciding that he's going to just Z. What the fuck?
You sleeping? You
Yeah,
falling asleep
I'm
there?
thinking about it. I'm thinking about making the call. You got a date or something, Ford Hard? I mean, like,
Oh, he
there's
might.
somewhere that you need to be?
He might
Ford
have a
Hard?
date. He might have a date.
He's like, this is boring. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you are not having an interesting time there, Ford Hard. I'm sorry that by me making a decision here, deciding whether I'm going to go ahead and risk a you know.
Well, doesn't that mean if
15% of my
they're
stack.
saying ZZZ, that means they have something?
No. He wasn't in the pot.
Oh, he wasn't in the
No,
pot.
He
Oh,
wasn't in the hand. He
What a
was
dick.
just really upset
blank,
that it took
blank.
so long. Now he's cursing.
Oh gosh, just ignore Dutch. Put on your
Gotta love Ford Hard.
put on your thingy, your info tab,
Wow.
yo.
Now he just ships. Now he's like,
Just shoving
raise.
it. So bored, shoving it.
Okay, Ford Hard. I'm going to go ahead and put you to the test here. You want some excitement? You got... Oh, wow.
Maybe not.
Babyface Jack calling here. I mean, we've got Ace King offsuit. Let's just go
It's a
ahead
pretty good
and,
hand.
Yeah, let's do it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Best with oh, he's shoving too.
Yeah, and we got Babyface
Come
Jack
on.
getting out of the way.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad turn. But, yeah, it was a coin flip with some dead money, so I feel okay about it. I think Ford Hard, you know, with pocket nines, are you really just, like, super, super excited about that? He was. So, good for you, Ford Hard. Half the time he's out, the other half he has 20,000, so... That would have been a nice one to win, you guys. Would have been a nice one to win. Would have put us in second behind Bobby McLaw. But, okay. Make the fold. So, Gordon Gekko, I'll tell you what. Let me get you... There's a really good steps to, like, how to Twitch article that I was watching. Let me shoot you the...
But he needs to know how to set it up, Dutch, not...
Right, it's not mine.
Oh,
okay.
It's not? Okay. Dutch wrote an article, too.
No, it's not my article. This is from Poker Update. So, here's the deal, Gordon Gekko. I'm going to go ahead and send... Here's the link to the best article I've seen for poker players about how to Twitch.
You should add him. There you go.
Yeah.
Excelente. Por favor.
Sigh. I would have really liked to just send Ford Horde home for his date. Really would have liked that.
Spew. We need to get that spew going, huh? Hey, Pippin. Pippin 87's in the house. Going paper.
Pippin, good to see
Wall
you, buddy.
Grace.
It's good to see you, bud.
How do you feel about WSOP charging Rick and ESPN selling the product WSOP main event coverage and nothing for the players? Absurd?
Well...
No, not really. What?
I would like to see events that actually don't get raked, that actually have add-ons. I think that would be really, really good for the game and the poker economy in general. How do I feel about it? I mean, I don't feel good about it. You know, I think I think it is a little bit screwed up. You know what though?
This
I
is
think
against
it could
Rick.
change. I think it could change in the future. I had the opportunity to be sitting at the table with Jonathan Aguiar in the DraftKings 50-50, and he was talking about next year they actually have a plan to add money to the prize pool of that event.
That'd be cool.
Would be really cool, and I think it's a really good idea to have to have certain events have sponsors, and certain events of the World Series of Poker have money added that the sponsor adds. I think that's a really great idea. You know, I could definitely see, you know, in the future, you know, like a Comcast presents the main event of the World Series of Poker, where they you know, it's rake free with you know, $250,000 added. That would be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool. I think we could see that, you know. An Amazon, the Amazon Colossus, you know, a rake free event with you know, $500 buy-in. Making the fold here. Going paper asking, have you tried Rocket League? No, I haven't. It looks pretty fun. So it's like soccer with cars, right?
Right.
Looks kind of fun.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. That's the thing.
Looks pretty popular too. I mean, it's gotten a lot of
yeah. I've seen
a lot
some
of attention on
amazing.
Twitch.
I've seen some amazing car action.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand what was going on.
Okay, so guys, let's bring up the lobby here for a second, shall we? Let me add this lobby. I would like to show you what we're playing for here.
Yes, please, but don't leave it up.
I won't leave it up.
Don't leave the lobby up. You have the guy sitting out there, huh?
Yeah, Zen Novice. I mean, he was just sitting out, so I think he'll be right back.
Oh, he probably just ran.
So we've got the money bubble at 10th for $133. We're in for 90, I believe. If we take a look at that, yeah. And first place up top, 1,300. So it would be a nice little payday. Let's go ahead and bring that down. And pocket fours. We've got Luckbox Brian making the raise. Babyface Jack. Do you think it's Babyface Jack or Babyface Jace? I don't know. I'm going to say Babyface Jack.
Jack.
Hey, what's up, 609? Great to see you in the stream, bud.
And Z Chef says you're looking handsome today.
Zaitchef.
Zaitchef.
Looking handsome today. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate that.
Oh, that hand. Shoot. Gotta resend that hand. I thought I had it.
Which hand?
There was some guy sent a hand here. I'll send it again.
Okay.
Yeah, we just kind of got lost in there. I think it was here's the hand. It's the Lux one. Lux.
The Lux Eterna?
Yeah, I think that's their Lux Eterna's hand. Sorry, Lux. I did forget.
Okay, let's
So
go
there's
ahead and
the
take a shot at Ford Hard's big blind here. Make it 700. AJG2818 asking, is ACR and Black Chip Poker the same? I don't think they're the same. So Big Nick making a raise here, really small raise, and it's kind of an irritating raise because it's too little for us to fold. You know, sometimes I'm pretty tempted to go ahead and fire out a 4-bet there. Now Big Nick coming in 2025 with an ace-6-2. We have the 10-6, so yeah, let's make the call. Let's see what he does on the turn. I just don't really feel like he has an ace, you guys. I feel like, and I feel like if we have an ace, we're just making a call on the flop there. So the hand that we're representing here is, you know, an ace. Ace 10, ace jack, something like that. Wow. So we screw him up there pretty good.
Because he was playing slow.
He was, I mean, like, we were trying to get him off the queen by representing the ace, and he decided that
he was in love with that
he was
ace.
in love with his queens. But, you know, sometimes queens, you just got to let it go, you know. he was right, okay? He was right. But we weren't going to go ahead and try to bluff him off of it on the river. We made the call on the flop with the plan to represent the ace on the turn. But when he makes the call on the turn, it's going to be pretty hard to move him off of it. So just kind of
nice hand Dutch there. Wow.
I mean, it turned out that way. We caught a 5-out there on the river.
Nice catch.
Tried to play it in a way that we didn't have to catch. You know, we tried to play it in a way where we were going to get him off of his queens on the turn.
Make him make a decision.
Yeah.
There's that share my pair there. Did you see the hand there for?
Okay, let me take
Lux?
a look at.
If you need me to.
So this is the Lux Eterna hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to load it up? Is that what we're thinking? We'll just go ahead and load this up on the stream.
Whatever you feel is necessary. That
Let me just
sounds
take a look
good.
at it really quick and
Make sure it's
good.
good.
Michelle.
I don't know. We're seeing. I didn't have a
make
chance
sure that
to
it's
see it.
worthwhile to come
Make
up
sure-
on the stream.
No, it's-
that's what you were gonna. That's what you were saying.
Make sure it passed all the tests.
Make sure that's a worthy hand.
No,
Let's
it
go ahead.
probably is.
Let's go ahead and we'll just.
You can just put it up. Let's make a
Lux
surprise for
Eterna,
everybody.
big,
now it sounds like I'm being an a-hole.
right. Lux Eterna.
Well, it's Matty Matt
friend of the stream.
reminded us, so
Okay, so let's
Thank
take a
you,
look
Matty
at
Matt.
it. We're gonna just not worry about our.
cards.
We're not gonna worry about what we have right now. We're gonna just take a
Cares.
break from the tournament to take a look at this hand here.
We have walking around chips, so
Yeah, we do.
that's pretty loud for everyone, Russ.
Yeah,
so
that's
you-
really loud.
So that's gonna blast everyone. Damn, that sucks.
That's really loud.
Yeah. So
Maybe
Is there
give
no way
him a
you can
little
mute it?
warning. Yeah, I'll mute it right now. But is there?
yeah.
Yeah, maybe give him a little warning that there's. Yeah, that was really loud, guys. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can't. We need to be able to turn off the turn off the sound for our Chrome, I think, or somehow turn off the sound for share my pair.
Oh, maybe you can't.
Okay, guys, we're not going to worry about it. We're not putting it up.
Maybe you can look at it through my iPad or from my Kindle, and then you can just talk about what happened. Can you put it up
Looks
at
like
all?
he's got pocket threes versus ace king.
Shoot.
I want to see it now. Now I really want to see it. Let me see if I can't just turn off audio through Chrome settings.
Yeah, that's probably good.
That'd be okay.
That's cute. Ears are cute.
Startup appearance. Nope. Can't do it through Chrome settings, so we got to do it through through our sound settings through Windows 8. I still haven't really been able to figure out Windows 8 that well, so.
Is it? We have Windows 8.
Yeah. And
Well,
I
I
kind
thought
of
they were
hate
going to
it.
give us. Show me a loser, and I'll show you a loser. Said Stu Unger. That's what it just said to me. Let's see. Oh yeah, he has the button.
Okay, guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and lower our. I'm just gonna lower all of our audio, and I'll raise it up after
Yeah.
we're done watching it. Okay, so
Isn't the volume?
we're
The
getting a little
volume's
bit
right there,
quieter
Dutch.
here.
The volume's-
Quieter.
Dutchy, the volume's right there. On the app. I just
Is
looked
it?
at it. Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can.
You just mute it on the app. Dutch. It's right there. Right.
Okay.
See it?
No, I don't see it just yet. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, just mute it. Got it? Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so we are muting it on the app itself.
Yes,
there is
that's
a way to
probably
mute
better.
it. Thank you, share my pair. I kind of feel like maybe that should be the default, actually. Check back here. We're doing okay. So pocket threes in the on the button. Everyone folds to you, Lux Eterna. We got Leo Walpert. And okay, so Lux Eterna just makes the shove for 47,000. Wait a minute here. Wait a minute.
That escalated quick.
Wait a minute. 47,000. Were we at 15300 Lux? Is this what we is this for real? Did we just see 3 spots from the money? We must have been at
Oh, you're in a hand here. Are you going to look at your hand?
yeah, we'll go ahead and look. So we went ahead and made a raise.
Looks like they're limping, or is that? Oh, that's a raise.
It must have been 1,500, 3,000
Yeah.
is what we must have saw. Yeah, so 1,500, 3,000. He's got 15, 16 bigs. 16 big blinds, and it looks like you were 3 spots from the money. So, yeah, I think that probably this is okay not to shove. Even though when you shove, most of the time you're going to be able to pick it up. You know, it's less than 10% of your stack. So I would put this as a mistake because I feel like you know you're probably better off. You're probably better off just betting folding if you know, like opening with a raise to you know, 6,000. Make that minimum raise because 1,500, 3,000 min raise is you probably taper down to the min raise point. If not, you know, make it whatever you're making it, 6,500 or 7,000. If Leo or the wizard right here decides to go ahead and 3-bet you, then you know, depending on how much sometimes you're gonna go ahead and be able to just call and see a flop, or other times you can go ahead and just dump it pre-flop. But I do kind of feel like making it 16 big blinds as a shove here is probably a little bit too much.
What are you going to do over
Probably
here?
a little bit too much. You know, 16 big blinds with pocket threes. When you get called, you're probably screwed. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes now you actually have a coin flip. And you actually did have a coin flip. You know, you can say, well, I got it in good. But, I you know, like 3 away from the money, I think that, you know, that's... I would say, yeah, it's a mistake, Lux. I think that probably looking at a mistake. So ace queen off. I think we're gonna go and just make the call here and check fold. Let's see what your comments here were. So this is the first time it folded around to me on the button in almost 4 hours, so I wasn't opening on the button frequently. Felt that even though both players in the blinds would typically call me lighter than the average player, this wouldn't be one of those spots since my shove represents a major portion of their stack. And you're right, it does. So they would have to have the top of their calling range. I mean, I think you're right about that. I think most of the time this shove is getting through. But I also think that if we go back here, you can see that we're fine making the fold. Aces versus tens. Wow, that could have really hurt us, guys. That could have been pretty brutal.
What did you have there?
We had ace queen.
Oof,
so I mean, imagine like an ace queen 3 flop. We're not really happy. Imagine if it comes like a queen 6-2, or ace 6-3. Oh, that could have really gone bad for us, you guys. So yeah, Lux, I'm gonna go ahead and say that it was kind of ICM suicide. It's kind of one of those spots where if you just make the fold, you're making the money pretty much 100% of the time on the button there. I don't think that you see another big blind before you see the money. I think that Wizard has to also be kind of hoping to get into the money. Leo Walpert should be thinking about money. So if you make just a normal raise and get re-raised by Wizard or get re-raised by Leo, a lot of times you can just make the fold. But a lot of times they're going to just fold to you too. So I don't think that you should have folded on the button, but I think that a normal raise of, a 2x raise here is probably going to get the job done almost as often as a shove does. And, I would say most of the time you make the normal raise, most of the time, 75% of the time, you're going to be able to just take it without a flop. When you do see a flop, you can see bet and the same amount. And the worst case scenario is you're still gonna have plenty of chips and be looking pretty good to, pretty much 100% to make the money and still have a lot of chips to kind of grind around with. I would say, if the hand doesn't go south like it did, you did get it in ahead, a little bit ahead. And having 100,000 chips gives you a pretty good shot at making that final table, I'd imagine. So, don't beat yourself up too much about it. At the end of the day, you got it in ahead. But I think that most of the time when you get called here, you're not looking at ace-king. I think most of the time you get called here, you're looking at a bigger pocket pair, and you're way behind. Way behind. So it's kind of a disaster when you get called. Let's go back to... So anyway... Don't beat yourself up over it. Remember, you are the moves you make, so you can't really don't second guess yourself too much. Just learn from it, move on. Yes, I think it's a mistake with 18 big blinds on the button with 3 left to go to the money, not to make the money. But most of the time you win that. The majority of time, you just slide through, and when you do get called and you're up against ace king, the majority of those times too, you're able to double up and you feel like a hero. Wow. So Caster being pretty aggro here. We've got a pair, we've got a diamond draw, but he's got something too. So I'm just gonna go ahead and check back.
So is the reader off?
Just be done with it.
Is the reader off? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Dutch. Did you know that MIT is offering classes to play poker? They're offering free online classes in winning poker strategy. You did know that?
I did, yeah.
That was just published today.
How
did you know that?
Published for a few days that Open MIT has a poker theory course.
Oh, this is a pocket fives thing.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I'll probably take it. I'll probably take it. I imagine that we'll see if it can help my game. It can help anyone's game, I'd imagine.
Well, where was that? Can you link that article again for Chinch Ching?
Which one?
50. The one about Twitter or Twitch.
Oh, about how to get set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll link that again for you. Here you go.
For me, yes. You can whisper it to me, and then I'll link it.
Yeah, I'll link it again. Might as well. This is the article I linked 4 minutes ago on PokerUpdate.com. Poker Player's 8-Step Guide to Twitch live streaming. Caster and Fordhard both deciding to defend their blinds, and we actually hit a little piece of it. So Fordhard deciding to play aggressively. We'll go ahead and get out of there. Nice hand, Fordhard. You got us off of second pair, weak kicker. Maybe it was good.
Bum, 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 bum. Iceman Kiwi says good luck tonight.
Thank you, Iceman Kiwi. Really appreciate it. Okay, we're going to make the fold here. 6 deuce offsuit.
Oh, gosh. Dutch Blake wants to know, Dutchy, do you remember when we partied all night, played Padoogie at Imperial Palace with Casey and Carl? Probably in 07 or 08.
Let me think about it.
Probably 08.
Imperial Palace. Blake.
What's ppppoker.net, Russ? Is that
Trying
bad?
to remember here
Is that a bad site?
with
Probably.
let me see it really quick.
I've never heard
And
double
I think
P
that
poker.
we ended up. I think we ended up going to. Yeah, I think I do remember that, Blake. I think I do remember that. Carol, the blogger from out east.
LOL.
I still follow her tweets. Did that a little bit too quick, you guys. I almost added another 0 to that, making it 11,000 pre-flop, which would have been a little bit awkward. So Castor, he's such a he's pretty aggro. I don't even know if I want to put a bony fish on him, but he's got it in really, really bad before. Yeah, let's go ahead and make a little half pot size bet here and see if we can't just get through. Sometimes we get called and we're going to hit the jack. I feel the jack coming. If Morals Auto makes the call here, then I think that we're also going to count on a queen or a 10 being an out. Okay, let's hear it for the pre-flop aggression leading to a successful post-flop c-bet. I don't really feel obligated to c-bet against two opponents, against two defenders, but in some situations, especially when it's more of a semi-bluff, where we actually have, 20, 21, 22% to actually make the best hand, even if we're behind on the flop, even to a king, So we'll go ahead and, okay, so rewind here for a second. If we're up against a king, then we're not, then we don't have, that many outs. We only have 4 outs with a jack. But, wow. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a stab at this. Especially since Zen Novice is sitting out, it makes it a little more likely, well, a lot more likely that we just get through. So, let's see what happens. Ford Hard, Babyface Jace, Morals Auto. I'm going to say Babyface Jace just because I like the name Jace. J-Chack. What do we do, J-Chack? Big blind sitting out. Everyone folds. We're good with that. We are good with that, guys. Okay. Let me take a look at the chat.
Was it really fast levels at the online event, right?
That was my main complaint with it. Yeah, the online event. I liked the online event. We had a chance to talk with Bill Reaney on Monday. Looks like they are going to be doing it again next year. I mean, it's not 100%. He didn't give me 100%, but gave me over 90. So that's pretty strong, especially when you're talking to the cautious corporate world. I would say that we're almost certainly going to have another bracelet event next year. Wow, we're kind of getting run over with the deck here, you guys, with the strong starting pre-flop hands. Ace King off suit in the small blind. We've got Castor open limping, and this is kind of a nice spot. This is a real nice spot because I think that yeah. Forward hard. We will raise you forward hard. 4,500. Let's get you to that date on time, buddy. Let's get you to that date on time. Gotta expect him to at least make the call. Okay. Hold your breath. Pocket nines again. Second time we've been in this situation. Hit it. Hit it. Come on. Ah, jeez. Second time. I don't understand these players who look down at pocket nines like it's pocket aces. Like, he's so super happy with it.
It's horrible.
Best case scenario for him is he's looking at a coin flip, and we just lost 2 of those against him. Very frustrating, you guys. Pretty frustrating. Okay. Same coin flip, same player, same result. Nice hand, Ford Hard. Shum Cooley, Eximo and Dutch. Did you both play the main? No. No, just half of us.
Just Dutch.
Though I think that Eximo would have been able to do just as well as I did. In the
Or
main.
better.
hard to do worse.
Yeah, sorry that didn't work out, yo.
Which one? That Ford
The
Hard?
ace, that was really
The
sucks.
Ace King versus the Nines? Yeah. I'm sorry it didn't work out too. I'm sorry it didn't work out too. I guess, we're just going to have to make a little mental note of Ford Hard. You do not have fold equity against this guy. Don't count on fold equity. But, even if we know we're going to get called there, I think that we still make the shove, make the raise and induce the shove, just because sometimes he's got like ace queen, sometimes he's got ace jack there. He's got the bony fish, so no telling what he's coming to the table with. But if we knew he had pocket nines, I guess we're just making the call pre-flop and
hoping to hit,
playing post. The problem though then is we make the call pre-flop. If we hit the ace or the king, we can go ahead and expect him to give up on his nines. The only way that we're really getting the whole stack there is if we get it in pre-flop and hit. That's the only way. And even though it's, we talk about chip inflation, and the amount of chips that we're risking there is worth less than the amount of chips that we stand to gain. Even though we have a little bit of dead money on the side, that's true for us. But it's even more true for him when you look at the fact that about 48% of the time he's out of the tournament. Period. So. It's a little bit of an equity loss for us when we get it all in there against the nines. It's actually a bigger equity loss for him, even though he's a slight favorite. And what we're doing there is basically reaching into both of our pockets and sprinkling around a little bit of equity around the table and around the tournament. Never fun there, guys. And no, I remember hanging out that night, Blake, for sure. B.R. Barker saying, I will say this though, I was smoking so much weed those days. We were probably smoking weed together, Blake, because a lot of those times, man, they kind of go into the drug vault where I just don't remember it. I do, very vaguely remember ending up at a strip club, and I think that I think I remember running into Kevin Saul that night too. I'm pretty sure that's the night we're talking about, right? Where we're kind of hanging out with Carol. We try to get her a lap dance, and the stripper won't give her a lap dance, which was like awkward, a little bit awkward there. I think we're giving up on this one, guys. Well, no, we're not going to give up on it. I could see Morale's auto coming to the table with like a weaker ace or a smaller pocket pair. It's going to be hard for T-Right to make the call if he doesn't have like a queen or a jack here. Okay, so they both call us, and we're just like dead in the water, just done. And yeah, I remember the stripper was like, "No, I only give dances to guys," because we tried to get Carol a lap dance. And then we ran into Kevin Saul, and there was that stripper named Misery. Her name was Misery.
That's a horrible name. I think she was ugly too. I think you told me about it.
She was pretty big.
Scum Cooley says, sick brag, qualified to attend the Daniel Negreanu summer party in Toronto on August 1st. Actually qualified twice, though you don't get 2 passes. That is awesome. That would have been a cool party to go to.
What was it?
It's his birthday party, I think.
Daniel Negreanu's birthday party?
Yeah, there's a or there's some. I don't know if it's
He's
birthday,
like
but
auctioning off tickets or something.
no. It's like his party. It's a summer party in Toronto.
summer
I don't
party
think
in
it's his birthday. I
Toronto.
think he already had a birthday. His birthday was like was earlier this month or something.
Shum Cooley, that sounds pretty fun, man. Sounds
And
pretty fun. I've never been to a Daniel Negreanu birthday party. You got to.
it wasn't a birthday, I
summer
said.
party.
It's a party.
I've never been to a Daniel
He
Negreanu
doesn't
summer
listen.
party or any party for that matter. I would love to go. I'm very jealous.
You should be. Hey, Dutch.
Acid Wave. He says Shum Cooley says to Acid Wave, I can bring one friend only. Acid Wave. Well, Shum Cooley, friend.
Okay, Brett Favre God Mode says.
I'm so happy to have you here in the stream, friend.
Okay, Brett Favre God Mode says, "Hey Dutch, I've been scooping out a really juicy 1-3 no limit game down in Tunica. How about you stake me at $40 in on it,
$40.
and we'll split the profits? What do you say?"
How about I give you $40 just to go away?
No, don't. He probably will take it.
He's just
Trolling, I know.
no. It's an awesome reference to my book.
Is that right?
That's the first thing I ever said to Lane Flack. And Lane, classic Lane, it's like, how about I just give you money to
He
go
said
away?
it again.
How about I just give you the same amount to go away?
Oh yeah, now I remember. Now I remember.
Fred Favre, great to have you here, man. So,
Oh, it sounds awesome.
yeah, what do we do here? 7,000, you guys. This tournament's really gone to shit. Keep it G-rated, Dutch. This tournament's really gone to poo-poo. What do we do with Pocket Jack's
Duty.
11.5 big
You
blinds?
shove it there.
I don't know what we do. I think it's
shove.
a shove. I mean,
And we shove and we
shove
hope
it.
we hope
we shove it, right?
tens
I mean,
call.
it's picking up 20-something% of our
I don't know,
stack.
do you shove it or do you just
Yeah, we shove it.
you sure shoving it?
It's a shove.
But do you feel like it's too much?
I feel like a normal raise is just kind of awkward.
I bet
because it's in a weird spot.
Ford Hard's
I feel
probably
like
gonna
we
call
do
your
get-
ass.
He might. I hope he does. I hope he calls with nines. I hope he looks down at his pocket nines again. He's like,
No, he's
"Yes."
like, nah. Oh well.
So
Stay.
Ace King.
Stay.
Good news for
Stay.
us. That's
2
still
to 4.
okay. That's bad news.
Ah, damn.
Nice
that
hand there,
sucks.
Morales Auto. Way to get it in. Really,
Ah,
really bad.
sucks.
Really, really bad.
Up. Life goes on.
So irritating, you guys. I hate that. I hate getting knocked out. It feels bad every single time. It hurts every single time. Would you like to watch the tournament's hand history? Is what WSOP.com asked me.
Yes,
Did you guys see
indeed.
this member message?
I can't see it, but
Yeah,
probably
this is what
do.
it says when you get knocked out of a WSOP tournament. It says, "Thank you for playing in this tournament. You were placed 31 out of 74 players. Would you like to watch tournament's hand history?"
Okay, let's go.
Wouldn't it be, would you like to watch the tournament's hand history or this tournament's hand history? Why is it, would you like to watch tournament's hand history? Would you like to watch hand history? I'm majoring in history. You would never say I'm majoring in the history or this history. I'm majoring in history. Would you like to watch history? Maybe
Can you
maybe
can you
that's
just play the next
grammatically
tournament,
correct.
Sweetie Pie?
Well, no. I want to talk about the grammar rule here. If any of you guys are going to say that this is correct, would you like to watch tournament's hand history? Let me know why, because I think it's a typo, which doesn't make me feel happy. It's even more tilting. It's already tilting getting knocked out of a tournament, but then it's even more tilting when they say, "Would you like to watch tournament's hand history?" Yes, I would like to watch tournament's hand history. Now what happens? I just said yes. What do they do? Nothing happened.
Because you broke
I
it.
clicked on yes and nothing happened, you guys. Nothing popped up.
Oh, I need an aspirin. My
Here it is. Tournament games history. And then it's just basically like it gives me the hand number. You can't save your tournament hand history. Did you know that, Exmoor?
Yes, I did. I was there at the meeting.
There's no saving your
Gosh, my
tournament
neck
hand
hurts from this
history.
chair. I wish I had a new chair, Dutch.
All you need to do
Can you get me a
is
chair?
go on Amazon,
Go get me a chair.
click on which one you
Now
want.
you're
I've
tilting
been
me 'cause I
begging
need a
you.
chair.
I am tilting.
I need a chair. I need ibuprofen, actually. I need drugs.
Okay, let's go to the lobby, see what we're jumping into now. The $10 deep stack rebuy and add-on is the one to jump into. This is what we're doing. It looks like there is a bounty tournament that started 15 minutes ago. But this is what we're doing. The $10 rebuy and add-on. We'll get in here with a double stack. $12.50 guaranteed. Kind of tilted, you guys. A little bit upset right now, you guys. Let's go ahead and screen capture this. That's right. That's right. I shouldn't be. We've got we're having a good stream. We are having a good stream. We've got Blake Barnes with a $50 donation, which is awesome, and a sub, and a lot of new new subs tonight. We got Gordon Gecko as our latest sub. Big shout out to all of our subs. I want to win. That's why. It's like I want to win every tournament we play. And when I don't, I feel bad. I don't know. That's why. So let's go ahead and bring down this underneath my overlay. There we go. Frau Grace in the stream. Great to see you. Folding chairs in the stream saying you can't give Dutch advice on how to play the hand. Exmois, you can't give Dutch advice on how to play the hand. That's true.
Oh, here's this link to the party. Thank you. I'm going to see if it's a party. Oh, I probably all my information's gone.
Folding chairs. I don't understand what I don't understand what you're saying. What your reply is there to folding chairs.
Oh, because they're saying that I'm mad and I want the story to end about the stripper story.
No. Folding chairs was saying you can't give me advice on how to play the hand.
Yeah, but before that, he was talking about the stripper story.
And he's right. One player per hand. One player per hand.
I wasn't giving advice about a hand.
With the jacks.
I don't really
"Yeah, it's a
care.
shove."
I tell you to shove all the time. Jesus. That's all I would do. When I played poker, that's all I do is shove.
Yeah, Tricky Tiger.
Hey, Tricky Tiger.
79. Tricky Tiger 79. Fist bump, man. Welcome to the crew. Thank you so much for clicking onto that sub button, dude. Actually, I feel better already. I was feeling a little bit tilty.
He's always tilty.
And now I'm feeling
well,
pretty
I'm tilty because of my back, man. You know what? It's starting to hurt me today. I'm gonna have to have you give me a massage.
Yeah, I will. You want to?
Ugh, it hurts. Do you want to switch chairs?
Hold on. Mute for a second.
You spent like a lot of time raging, Russell Boyd, for no reason. Stop raging, yo.
Yeah.
Let me beat you.
Watcher of Pros. He's raging. I am raging.
No, he's not.
Tricky Tiger.
That was 4
79.
minutes ago.
I wonder if Tricky Tiger is from my hometown of Columbia, Missouri, where the mascot of our school, University of Missouri, Columbia, is the Tigers. I'm a Tiger.
Oh, is that why?
I don't know. But Tricky Tiger 79, thanks for clicking on that sub button. Really appreciate it, man.
I think people about the losing. It's not the fact that he lost $90. It's the fact that he lost. Period. Just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
Dutch hates losing.
Losing.
Even if it's like $2, he hates losing.
I hate losing free rolls.
Even if it's $3.99.
I hate losing games of Monopoly with my family.
He hates losing the games of Sorry too.
Yeah.
What are you playing? But what are you playing now, though? Seriously. I'm trying to see.
I'm playing the $10, $12.50 guaranteed, and we're back to starting stack.
$10, $12.50 guarantee. Oh, I see it. Deep stack, huh? Man, I'm gonna go look at chairs right now. My freaking back is killing me. I want to get a racer chair.
Acid Wave saying that the "the" is really important. Imagine someone leaving at the "the" when they say, "I will be your therapist."
The what?
The "the" is really important.
Oh,
Imagine someone leaving out the "the."
Grammar. But you guys, I think it's fine.
Okay,
maybe
so
they
look
couldn't
at that
fit
chair.
the,
Look at that DX Racer F series.
I'm gonna look right now.
It's the best chair
That's what I
ever.
want. Where is it?
Is that what we're doing? The DX Racer F series?
Where is it at? Is it on Amazon here? Can you link it to me?
I don't know. I am Sith Azagoth. I'm gonna go ahead and look for it really quick. DX Racer F.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I want.
Is it on Amazon? I don't see it on Amazon.
You said it was on Amazon, but I'm gonna go look for it too.
We see a DX Racer O.
Yeah, here's one for
FD01.
$300. That looks beautiful.
It looks nice. Look at that
That's
beautiful
what I
chair.
want. Oh, it leans back.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Look at that. We're going to get it?
I don't know if I want that one. It's commitment, guys.
She goes, I don't know if I want that one.
I still have $5 on my chair at a garage sale, yo. I love my garage
man.
sale. But now it's killing me today. But my posture's really bad.
Yeah.
Let's try to get my posture right.
Gordon Gecko saying, Dutch, do you think there is an optimum long-term caching rate online? That's a really good question. Because if it's too high, then you're probably not taking enough chances to give yourself a good chance at one of those top 3 spots. Like having an in-the-money percentage of 40% is probably not what you're looking for. Though, if your in-the-money percentage is 40%, you're going to be a profitable player. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I almost wrote welcome to the stress.
Welcome to the stress.
Tell him welcome to the stream. Jesus. We have a viewer, Alta Dominic Cuba, is watching from his Xbox.
Awesome.
Welcome
to the stream, man. Love having you here. Alt Dominic Cuba. What? Alt Dominic Cuba?
Alt Dominic Dominic Cuba.
Dominic Cuba.
Dominic Cuba.
Alt Dominic Cuba. No?
That's
lasagna.
Not alt,
that's at.
Oh, at.
L. Like Atlanta.
Oh,
Atlanta,
Atlantic.
Dominic Cuba. Is that what it is? I don't know how to say your username, buddy, but we're making some attempts. Hopefully one of those is right. Welcome to the stream. We love having you here. We got Dabble51. Someone know how to read on lips? I'll tell you what we were saying. I was saying,
talking about my back.
Buy yourself a chair. Go get yourself a chair. I'm really I you know what? This is what we're doing, guys. We're gonna buy XMO a chair.
Yeah, but I don't know what kind of chair I want.
Well, then we're gonna make the decision for you.
You should, because I'm very, very bad at making chair decisions. No, just give me the same chair you have. It's probably going to be fine, right?
I like my chair.
I know.
CWS Michigan has donated the chair to the chair fund, and I feel like we're kind of letting him down, not getting some sort of chair.
Well, I like the racer chairs though.
Okay.
I want a cooler chair than you because I'm cooler than you.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
I agree.
Do you want to get the chair? Get the chair.
Okay. We're getting it. This is it. We're gonna.
What if I don't like it though? What if I don't like the chair though, Dutch?
Well, Amazon has a very, very friendly return
go to
policy.
a chiropractor.
A really good return policy. I do like my Alera Illusion though. The mesh back is really nice.
Maybe I should get yours then. How much was
yours?
Yours was a good price, right?
It was really good. It was.
Well, just give me the same chair so we have the matching chairs there.
Okay.
You can put it together for me?
I'll put.
Oh, my neck just cracked.
I will. I'll put it together for you.
Okay.
It's happening. It's happening. This is it.
I hope I like it.
We're doing it, Michelle. If you don't like it, I mean, you know you're gonna like it because you've sat on my chair a few times.
Yeah, it's good.
So you know.
Yeah, this chair sucks. I don't know why I'm even sitting on this chair. I should just be standing. I think I'm gonna stand. No. Are we Black Steel NACU? Are they actually playing real money? Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Yes, on WCB.com.
But I would point out.
Is 888 Poker good? Is that
Black
the same
Steel,
thing?
This isn't.
Same software.
This isn't real money cash. This is a real money tournament.
Yeah, I just said that.
So first place in this thing is like $404. It'll be more once the add-on and rebuys are up.
888 is the same software. It's 888, right? It's the same software.
Yeah, it is. Gold 34 Ice. I was. Yeah, they shot me an email asking if I wanted to play in it. And it was going to conflict with the Fargo trip and the HPT guest commentary spot. And I'm really hoping that turns into kind of a regular gig. So I went ahead and politely declined. The truth is, though, Gold 34 Ice, I'm not sure that I would have played it even if I wasn't going to Fargo. That's the truth of it. You know, I watched it. And 25-50 no limit, that's a big game.
And they're all, it's not like there's no fish there. I mean,
there's
they're
no
all
fish
sharks.
there. It was a really, really tough, tough lineup. The only, like, super pro there was Scott Ball, Rum Cakes, which, you know, he's actually a friend of mine, you know, and he also is in charge of Twitch Poker. So why would I want to take his money? You know, it was.
Yeah, what happened in that though? I mean, who's the big winner in that? Do we know?
The big winner was Daniel Negreanu.
It was.
Because the big loser was Antonio Esfandiari. Antonio Esfandiari sits down and he ends up getting 50,000 in the middle against Danny, with Ace Queen against Danny's Pocket Kings, and Danny's Pocket Kings hold up. So Danny ends up winning like 90,000.
Wow.
Antonio ends up losing about that much.
That sucks.
Other big winners and losers in the game. I mean, Scott Ball ended up losing 15 grand.
Oh, really?
Dan O'Brien, I think, ends up losing 30 grand.
Wow.
Jamie Kurtstetter ends up losing 10 grand, I believe. Jay Carver, I think, is a winner. Staples, I think, is a winner. Randy Liu loses a little bit.
Oh, really? I thought he was doing
Maria
well.
Ho up a little bit. I don't know about D Moon Girl. I don't know about Phil Locke, but I think that Phil Locke was probably down a little bit from his first day tilt off. But look, the point is this, guys. I mean, it's a 25-50 no limit, which is a big game anyway. And then they start adding in, straddles of 100, 200s, and 400 straddles. Starts to get pretty unfriendly pretty quick. The whole point so it seems like it kind of, like the show of Poker Night in America, it seems like what they're trying to do is, have just like a fun little home game kind of atmosphere where people are playing with each other and laughing and giggling it up and, joking at the table. But they're playing for small fortunes that actually hurt. And, you look at the face of Scott Ball and Jamie Kurtstetter and Dan O'Brien when they're down a 5-figure sum, they're not having fun. So I feel like it's not like they're paying us to show up on the show.
Yeah.
What real benefit is there to sit in that game? A little bit of TV coverage, but what's that worth? You can't pay. Jamie Kurtstetter, she's not going to be able to pay her rent on CBS views. This is post Black Friday. It's not really worth much, and the lineup was so tough. I got to admit, I don't think that I would play in that game, even if it didn't conflict with the Fargo trip. I think that if I could give them advice, I would say, look, Poker Night, you're trying to make a fun, friendly atmosphere, so make a fun, friendly game. How about, we all sit down for a free roll, or just put up a little 1-2 no limit, and free drinks. Let's get the party started and have a really good time.
Yeah.
But 25-50 no limit with a $100 straddle, and then it starts getting really pretty brutal with a $200 and a $400 double straddle. That's not really a game that doesn't hurt when you lose.
So Quad Screens also had a question about your your queens there.
By the way, we did end up buying Exmoor the chair.
Oh, you did?
We did it.
Oh.
We clicked on the...
I don't want it now. No. God.
She doesn't want it now.
I don't want it. Nah.
Look, if it comes and you hate it, it's going to be okay because we'll just we'll send it back. I love Amazon for that.
So, yeah, Quad Screen says, "Hey, Dutch Boy, I was watching your last tournament when you flopped trip queens, and you said it looks suspicious to check the flop if aggressive pre-flop. Not long after I had jacks and flop trips. Initial thought was to check flop, but I remembered that hand and c-bet instead. Got opponent to raise with his min pair and doubled up on his hand. Thanks, man." Oh, it wasn't a question. It was a comment. It was an improvement. Cool.
That's
right
awesome.
on.
I'm glad that you got max value out of that. I think that probably if you check and then try to be aggressive, on future streets, it's just so transparent. So if you have the pre-flop aggression and you're up against a heads-up opponent, he's expecting you to call. He's expecting it. So don't just crush the flop and decide that you're going to slow play at that point. You have the pre-flop aggression. You can't really slow play in that spot. Go ahead and make the a slow play then looks like checking on the turn when you get called on the flop, which is how I would have played that. So I just crushed it with the ace queen, came queen like 6. I fire out my c-bet, hoping that he has a pocket pair, hoping that, maybe even has a queen himself, hoping that maybe he has an ace high and decides to turn it into decides to look me up, or hoping that he has some sort of 9-8 suited that he decides to make some sort of crazy play with. So if he made the call on the flop, I'm going to be checking on the turn there. And hope, just giving him a chance to continue with his out of position, or continue with his float plan if that's what he had. Go ahead and move me off of my ace king or ace jack if that's what he's trying to do with a pocket pair. So yeah, I think a lot of players though they make the raise there and then they crush the flop and check, and then if you are to bet behind. Now they're just like, now what? Are you going for a check raise there? Because when they check and then check raise the flop, it's like, okay, you must have crushed it. So check calling, I guess, is their plan most of the time, right? If they check and then call, the problem now is they're going to check the turn, and when you check back on the turn, the river comes. What do? Bet out, I guess, half the pot. They're not really playing for stacks at that point. Acid Wave saying he thinks Randy made it quite good. Yeah, so Jay Carver up 500,
oh,
Staples up 30,000. Ask Scott Eastwood, he's hip in 21st century. I definitely learned a lot. So Billy Hoyle, great to see you in the stream. He says, I definitely learned a lot from watching this stream. We got Unreal and Shum Cooley given some updates on that Twitch thing. Godplayer GG. So we have it from the horse's mouth. We actually asked Bill Reaney what the official WSOP.com position was on the legality of HUDs, and they said that it is their opinion
interpretation
of the Nevada revised statutes that HUDs are actually illegal. So that is from the director of operations over there at the WSOP.com. Saying HUDs are illegal for us in Nevada. In New Jersey, I think they're legal, but in Nevada, HUDs are illegal. So don't be using Poker Tracker 4 if you're within the state of Nevada. I didn't know, and I gotta say, I'll admit that back before Black Friday, I used HUDs all the time without a second thought, in and outside of Nevada.
Lori Levins asked, doesn't most people shut backers Dutch? I don't know about that game. I guess they might.
It doesn't really matter, though. Backed or not backed, it doesn't really matter. If you're backed, you're still you're putting someone's money at risk, and
it wasn't positive.
This doesn't seem
to
like
make
a plus
money.
EV move.
It's not positive to make money, but if you want to
and I'm not saying
play.
that I think that I'm completely outclassed in that lineup, but I don't know. I don't know that I would have an edge there. I might have an edge, maybe. maybe. I mean, I've put in a lot of hands at poker. I've played a lot of cash games. It's not like I'm, I'm uncomfortable sitting down and playing, no limit hold'em cash games. But I don't know that I have an edge against those guys. It's a tough lineup, and if you don't know you have an edge, then maybe you don't. So I don't know. I think that.
Well, I mean, I guess if you had $25,000 lying around, why not, right?
If I could find it in my couch cushions, if it was like
we'll get all our quarters and nickels together.
If I took second in the one drop or first in the one drop and had enough money that
I'm surprised Butter wasn't invited.
He probably was.
Oh.
He probably was invited, but he was probably like, "Why would I play this game?" Butters is
really wise.
The consummate grinder. He's looking at that. He's probably looking at it the same way I am and thinking, "Man, I don't really think that this is a good idea for me. I understand why it's a good idea for you guys if I play the game.
Why wouldn't they do the same thing?
Poker Night in America is making advertising money and
for like just normal people, not all pros, because people want to see the pros.
Well, I think that the idea,
like, wouldn't it be cool if you could like play with like
the producer
pros?
idea there is that no one cares about a small game.
Yeah, that's not true.
I would say I don't think anybody's really paying that much attention to.
I mean, I think
to the amounts.
I think they're looking. Yeah,
they want to hear.
You.
They want to hear. The banter. I guess I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know what's entertaining.
I don't know.
Yeah, and people play better, or they play more relaxed.
Jacob A saying, "Would you honestly play a free roll at your experience level?" Well, I mean, a free roll doesn't have to mean that it's not for nothing. I mean. Monster Headphones had a free roll not too long ago with 6 players invited. I think it was Vanessa Salps and David Williams, Phil Locke, and a couple of others. Where probably Will the Thrill, where they were putting up $25,000 in a really cool pair of headphones. Would I play that? Of course.
Why not?
Let's say that Poker Night in America, instead of being a 25-50 no limit game where everyone stands to win or lose
a car or a house.
5-figure sums.
That'd be fun.
Instead of that, they are all just playing for a $5,000 free roll.
You know what? That would be a fun game show or a poker show. Like if they had like a table and they had random people, like normal people, playing for a house.
Playing for a house.
Or playing for a car. Just like a game show. That's what game shows do. They have sponsors. Yeah.
And what we're playing today is,
or maybe you get like 10K and then it's like
double
and then
wide.
it's like Price is Right, where you get to pick, where you used to get to pick things.
I like it.
So you win 10K, and that 10K you can buy things that they have on display from sponsors.
Welcome to Poker Night in America, where 9 players today are playing for a used 2004 Taurus. This beautiful 4-door Ford Taurus with a small scratch on the side.
Whatever. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's a good
player
idea.
Inside.
Game shows are very...
One blown speaker.
Maybe your game show. Dutch's Ghetto Game Show. The Ghetto Game Show.
Poker.
Oh, gosh.
Call it Ghetto Poker on PokerCentral.tv. I like it.
Ghetto. That's
Shit,
awful.
now I only have 4 minutes to see if GhettoPoker.com is taken.
Jesus.
Oh, come on.
You're not going to get it.
No, I know that we're going to have like 3 or 4 people watching right now trying to get... Someone just took it.
No, they didn't.
They did 1 minute ago. I got to check this delay. No, not really. What do we got here? This is GhettoPoker.com is in fact registered.
You don't want to get that. That's
registered since 2005.
You shouldn't get a name Ghetto Poker. It's sad. It's derogatory. Yeah.
Is the ghetto sad?
Yeah, ghetto.
I think it's pretty funny that someone has actually been holding on to this for 9 years.
For you. He's probably going to call you tonight to
Tim,
say, hey, I heard you had an interest in this.
Yep, look at this.
Jeez,
so
great.
First registered in 2005. It looks like someone dropped it, and someone must have picked it right back up in 2008. So someone's been holding on to this domain name for 7 years now. I guess waiting for somebody to come along and offer them a big check for it, because they're not developing it. It's just the standard GoDaddy page. No one's going to buy that domain name from you guys. GhettoPoker.com, who owns this? Let me see really quick.
You're missing your hand, huh?
No, I'm still here. I'm not missing any hands.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh. K Gold 86 has a question.
Do you think that it would be smart for WSOP.com to have sponsors for all their tournaments and have added cash from them to make the G bigger? Would you be okay with the Felt having a name besides WSOP.com? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that anything that cuts down on the buy-in fee and goes towards making poker more of a positive-sum game than a negative-sum game, because let's face it, right now poker is an incredibly huge negative-sum game where the vast majority of poker players are losing players because of it. If we could get table sponsorship where maybe there is no buy-in fee, or maybe there's even added money, that's huge. And I mean, it could happen. I mentioned earlier on in this stream that Jonathan Aguiar said that next year DraftKings was looking at doing an add-on for the DraftKings 50/50, which I think is a good idea. I also think that flatter payouts also are a good idea. So anyway,
Jeff, Negreanu played random people. It would probably attract a lot of
Negreanu
viewers.
has played for Play Chips on Twitch and had 25,000 people watching.
Yeah, so it's...
I'm
telling you, man. Game show.
And I'm going to tell you guys, too, I felt like it was actually a little bit depressing to watch. Because, you could tell
Didn't look
that
like they were having fun.
A lot of the people who were losing, it hurt. It hurt. I mean, it hurts to lose anyway. It always hurts to lose. But when you're losing, a small fortune, the down payment on a house, I
think the best person that handled it was Locke, though. He's good at handling his bad beats because he talks. I like the way he talks himself into. He tries to talk himself into a positive world.
Yeah.
Anyways, where's Scott Fishman? I don't know. Papa Zach.
I'm not sure either. Hey, we're gonna go and defend here, getting almost 5-1. I guess this is the kind of flop we're looking for. 8, 9, 10. The notable would expect you to go ahead and follow up with a C-bet, and he does. Half pot. And let's go ahead and make our own half pot check raise here. See what he does. Makes a fold.
That's good. Good bet. I'm crazy now. If an aggressive opponent checking makes it transparent that they're slow playing, would you ever get creative and mix in a fake slow play to go with the delayed C-bet on a dry flop, Dutch?
No, I think most of the time when you do that, you're just kind of leveling yourself. I think that if you have it or if you don't, if you have the pre-flop aggression and you find yourself in a heads-up spot, you're just so much better off firing out that C-bet. Unless there's a reason not to, unless you have like a very, very strong reason not to. And you better be able to put it into words. I think your best bet is to go ahead and C-bet. Most of the time, like if you crushed it, you make the bet hoping that they have something and or hoping that they decide to bluff it or float it. If you didn't crush it, well then you want them to fold, and you're a lot more likely to make that happen on the flop than on the turn. So no, I'm never mixing it up. I'm either C-betting or I'm C-betting. I'm almost never not C-betting in that spot.
Who do you think is the best tournament hold'em player of all time, Dutch?
I mean, Helmuth. It's got to be Helmuth.
Despite, oh yeah, that's what he's saying. It's got to be Helmuth. Yeah, it's Helmuth.
Yeah. 14 World Series of Poker bracelets, you guys. 14 of them.
14.
And I think 12 of them are hold'em. So yeah, I mean it's got to be hold'em. It's got to be Helmuth. It's got to be Helmuth, and it's probably not. I don't even really think it's close. But we'll find out. Give it another 20 years, and we'll see if anyone's even has been able to catch up to him. Well, you guys, we've got the notable making a very, very quick check to us, and we have top pair. A little bit sketchy here. He made a check so quick, and then when he makes the call, it kind of makes me wonder if we were even. I have no idea where we are in this hand. The notable firing out half pot into us, and I think that we're probably just going to give it up. I think that when he makes the call on the flop, basically he's saying that. I think that he's making that call with a lone diamond, so I think that he's value betting that lone diamond. and we're done. You
So
know, I just
Seattle Pro says, I don't know. It's not always about having an edge. It's good for the game to see super name pros go at each other in a wild and crazy game. It's just PR at Dutch Boyd, and no one was forced to play in it. And it's PR for the players as well as the game, and as for Twitch, of course. So I'm kind of surprised you're hating it so much.
Yeah.
But we're not really hating it.
Not hating on it.
We're just
Go ahead.
being
Keep on
realistic.
going. I'm just saying that I don't think I would have played it. I don't think that. I don't think it's really that good. Actually, I think that to have the players.
Well, yeah, and I mean,
toss around 10 and 15,000 like it's nothing is unrealistic. It's unrealistic.
It is and isn't it? I mean, there are large cash games. I mean, if we actually saw a real large cash games, they're not going to be playing the same way for one.
That's right.
So you're not really learning anything as far as like playing wise. You're just kind of, watching in the background. And plus, speaking of PR, Dutch had an opportunity to go to the HPT, and we think that's a better benefit for us, and for poker. So that's, another reason why we didn't do it. So it's not like, I mean, if like I said, if Dutch had like $25,000 to just throw away, then he would have played it, but just for that, for the PR.
I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure. I don't know that I would have. In fact, I don't think that I would have. I think it's kind of silly to pop this television show on and then invite these players to plop down $10,000 to $25,000 of real money against a really, really tough.
But I'm just saying, if you had $1 million, you wouldn't play it.
If I had $1 million, I don't think I would have played it.
Really?
I don't think I would have. No.
Okay.
If I had like $1 million in the couch,
maybe he's just being stubborn now. I doubt it.
No,
He's just being stubborn.
Michelle, I talked to Robert Williamson about this because Robert Williamson was on Poker Night in America, and he said, "You know what, Dutch? I regret doing it.
Really?
I think it was a bad move to do, and it's not just because I lost money on it. He ended up losing a lot of money, like $100,000 on that show.
Wow, really? That's a lot.
But he said, the fact is, it's just there was no point to play it, and I think that it's a bad idea to play.
Well, I think they were more doing it in terms of like getting people involved in Twitch. I mean, it's people that are from the community to watch it,
and they can do that without
having a $25,000
of of a
but
fortune.
there was also a minimum buy-in of $5,000, so you could have bought in for $5,000 too.
Yeah, you could have.
You run it up.
You're playing in a game of $25, $50, $100 straddle. I mean, they got to the point where they were straddling it at $400.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to make it entertaining.
What I'm saying, Michelle, is I'm probably not going to ever play that game. Probably never. And I'm going to have other opportunities in the future. I mean, I've already talked to Nolan, and he's asked me to come out to the East Coast to play one of them.
You're not going to?
No, I'm not going to. I actually think that it's kind of bad, and it's not really a healthy thing. There's very few players who can just drop 50,000 like it's nothing. They're very few, and to pretend that there are, and to make them feel like, oh well, this is something I kind of have to do. No, I think that it's not really good for poker. I don't think it is.
I don't think it's as horrible as you think.
Okay.
We can agree to disagree.
Okay. We can agree to disagree.
But I do think they should have it as a small. I think they should have like no names in there. It's kind of boring watching.
Well, most Poker Night in Americas they do have no names.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good.
But they're still pretty big games.
Yeah, and they don't pay you, and you
don't pay you to do it.
Course.
And yeah. Lower the buy-in, Poker Night in America.
Do you feel like it's mostly for people who want to ham it up on TV?
I do. Which is great. But
let's think about this. For $25,000, do you think a person can make their own show?
Yes.
So
yes, I do.
I mean, do you think that's better?
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make a little $600 raise here.
You know what? We should make our own like cartoon.
Make our own cartoon?
Yeah. Is there anybody out there that's an artist and knows how to make cartoons? We should make a cartoon.
So this is kind of interesting. Crow's egg grind, going ahead and limping in
Back
the
to
small
poker, back
blind.
to
It's not
poker.
the same as an open limp, so I'm not going to go ahead and give him the bony fish there. If anyone has ever watched our stream before, they know that when we're in the big blind and someone in the small blind limps, we just can't help ourselves. We're going to go ahead and bump it up to a 3x, and most of the time we get away with it. And when we don't, we set ourselves up for that post-flop c-bet in position with the pre-flop aggression. Sometimes, though, we actually have a legitimate hand and would rather not get away with it and rather him, go ahead and make the check raise. Like that time, pocket jacks. We would have loved for Crow's Egg Grind to say, "Oh, Dutch is doing that with anything. I'll shove here and show him 5-3 offsuit and have a little laugh." We've seen that before, and if that happened, then that laugh is going to end pretty quick. I want to say thank you all to all of you guys
The
for
new people.
spending some time with us on this Friday night.
We have a Jehovah Thickness. Hello, I'm currently watching your sickest comeback video on YouTube, and I got to say, wow, I had to come here and check it out.
Jehovah
Well,
Thickness. Awesome to see you on the stream, man. That was a fun tournament. I actually think that comeback was in this tournament that we're playing.
Is that right?
It was the 1250 guaranteed that we made that comeback in.
That's right.
Less than a big blind. Hell, less than a small blind, I think. And we come all the way back to win the event. It was something pretty special. Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and make the isolation bet here.
Yeah, how did Helmuth just played a couple hours and left?
Yep.
Good for him. That's pretty wise.
He sits down for an orbit and then picks up and leaves because he knows that they're gonna put him on the show anyway. Yeah. Okay, so 840 here is what our C bet is. Not the greatest flop for 8-2 of hearts, you guys. Not the greatest flop, but hopefully not the greatest flop for his 9-10 or Queen 10 or whatever he's coming to the party with.
Look, 25,000. Look, Nikiki, 25,000 could get money to do that guy to renovate his house. To that guy that renovated his house.
Nikiki.
Which house?
That's
what
pretty
guy?
funny. Remember that's the Matt Glantz email? The guy emailed Matt Glantz saying, "Listen, I know you probably get these all the time, but
Oh, okay.
guy I know who deals weed asked me to save some money for him, and then my house got robbed, so I need to get that money back to that dealer. Plus, I need to renovate my house." And I've just got a lot of bills coming in, man. I know that I know you don't know who I am.
Yeah.
And I can't honestly. I'm probably not going to be able to get you back. He's like, it'll take 7 or 8 years probably before I have the resources to actually pay it back. But if you could find it in your heart to lend me $25,000, it would really mean the world to me. Oh my gosh, that was great, Nikiki. Yeah. I would have loved it. I would have loved it if Matt Glantz emailed back and said, "Sorry, but I'm gonna use that money instead to play Poker Night in America." Oh, guys, oh my God. Every once in a while, I have someone email me asking for a loan, but I've never had someone ask for $25,000.
Yeah.
To pay back his weed dealer.
That's funny.
Wow. Q in Vegas asking, why is Dutch so salty? Why is Dutch salty?
Dutch is very sweet.
Sorry, man. I'll try to keep it positive.
Dutch is very sweet, y'all.
AC Phila saying, yeah, the poker after dark cash games and the high stakes poker games are just insane. You have to be a degenerate to do that. Nobody with any sense of sanity decides it's a good idea to throw out $500K against Phil Ivey on TV. And AC
Right.
Phila, I would suggest to you that the majority of those players were just being free rolled in those games by their respective online card rooms. We're in a post Black Friday situation where, I mean, maybe Stars was free rolling Jay Carver and Negroni and Staples in those games. Maybe. We had Jamie Kurtstetter with an 888 patch on. Dan O'Brien.
I doubt they were free rolling because of how they were playing.
I don't think so. I don't
know.
Were.
We just
Maybe.
won't know.
Ask Staples on his stream, I guess.
But I think it would be funny more fun if it was lower stakes and Just people were drinking because they wouldn't care if it was like a couple $100.
If it was like a 1-2
I think 1-2 is
game,
too low.
Why is 1-2 too
I guess
low?
it's not too low. I guess for you, it's
No,
perfect.
I'm saying like look,
So,
the
never
point of the
mind.
game is to make it so
Let's
it
make
doesn't
it
hurt.
50 cents, 20,
So you can
25
throw away
cents, 50 cents.
Throw away the money and just have a good time and laugh it up with poker players. If that's the point of the game, then there is no too low.
Sure,
You
sure,
know?
you're right. Or just
So-
play money. You're right. Well, you know, why even bring money into it? Just make it play money,
Yeah.
and the winner gets something though, like
And
a
the
couple
winner-
thousand,
Or
like $2,000
or
or
maybe
whatever.
like something really like an Xbox One.
something cool.
You know, like winner gets an Xbox One, and you got Daniel Negreanu and Gavin Smith like playing for like a $400 video game device. I mean, like that would encourage them to drink it up, laugh it up, and not really care. And I think that would make fine TV.
Yeah.
I didn't really like watching Scott Ball lose.
I didn't like watching anybody. We don't want to watch anybody.
I felt
lose.
kind of sick for him. And watching Jamie Kurtstetter lose, that was
when she lost to the Royal Flush.
yeah.
That was really bad, but
It was kind of upsetting to watch.
but some people like to see people in pain. So you have
Right.
that. You have that world.
You do.
So,
You do.
anyways, AJK 2818 says, "Love the stream, man and gal." So that's welcome
So
to the stream.
I don't think I'm going to just give him credit for a king here. Maybe he's got one, but we'll find out. I think that my 8 is yeah. So I'm going to have to get a little lucky here with an ace or another 8. Nice hand there, A.A. Aglin. I feel like yeah, we hit the board just enough to make us decide that we had the best hand. Yeah. King Queen suited, nice hand. You can't really put him on an ace king, so the only two hands that we're really worried about, I guess maybe a king 10. But I think that you start looking at all the different possibilities of hands that he could have. I think we're probably looking at more flush draws than kings. And he could also have something like an 8-9, 8-10, 8-7 where we're actually kind of crushing him. Any sort of small pocket pair, I could see him playing the same way and we're crushing him. And when we're behind, King Queen versus Ace 8, we're not loving it. We've got 5 outs twice, about 20% to win the hand. Okay, brush it off. Oh yeah, so blurred 11s, they don't pay you.
Did they offer lodging and flight?
Well, not here in Vegas. You know,
No,
I mean,
but when
they're
you
getting
were
Vegas.
the other one.
I think that they were offering to pay for the flight. Yeah.
I wonder whose kitchen they were playing poker night in America in. It's funny.
We're going to go ahead and make the... Well,
Yeah, I don't know if they get sponsored or staked. I have no idea.
let's go ahead and make the raise here. We are going to go ahead and try to push A. Aglin off of his whatever post-flop. I think that most of the time he misses, so set ourselves up for a post-flop C-bet here against Aglin. Oh, wow, we don't even have to. We just take it. Siren 2 saying, so Dutch, just as a just above casual poker player, I was familiar with who you were when I found your Twitch stream, mainly through ESPN, and from where I'm sitting, if I merely know any given player's name, I assume you do fairly well playing poker. Without getting into specifics, what is your monetary reality with a life rooted in poker? My monetary reality? I don't know, Siren. It's kind of kind of a personal question. I would say, you know, I don't really know how to answer that. It's all, yeah, so I'm not going to. But I will say this, if you're considering making a career playing poker, I would probably suggest against it. If you can beat the game, you can probably do better monetarily, you know, hourly rate wise doing something else. And to be honest, I think that I probably would be better off if after law school I just, you know, financially better off if after law school I just went into, you know, the corporate law world rather than trying to chase bracelets. But there are a lot of fringe benefits to playing poker that really don't have anything to do with money. Mainly that you get to do something that you really enjoy. I love playing poker. I love playing card games. I love you know, the mental competitiveness of it. I really enjoy it. And it's also really cool having the freedom to do what you want when you want to. I mean, if I want to sleep in until 3 p.m., I get to do that. you know, and if I, you know, if I win or lose, I don't really have anybody, you know, who's telling me what to do.
I tell you what to do all the time.
So,
I'm
yeah,
the
I
only
mean, I
one,
think that
and he doesn't listen.
you know, for people who are playing poker, they're doing it for other reasons besides just trying to, you know, make the most money that they can. Because honestly, almost any poker player you can pick out has less money than you think that they would. I mean, as a general rule, there are very few poker players who have more money in the bank than people would think that they do. You know, so there's some exceptions to that. You know, I think that it's probably hard to underestimate the bank account of like you know, Negreanu, probably. But for the most part, that's the general rule. So we're gonna go ahead and make the fold here. Yeah, as Llama01, I kind of feel like you know, get sponsorships for these Poker Night in Americas and have it so that they're actually playing free rolls for something cool. And that is something that would be much more likely to get like the interesting table banter. I'm Crazy No saying, what's the verdict on the Psychic Pets and the Robert Anton Wilson Illuminatus?
Doesn't know about psychic pets.
Haven't picked up the Illuminatus books yet. It was recommended by someone here on the stream, and hell, it might have been you. I'm Crazy No. I don't think it was, though. I think it was someone else recommending those books, but haven't gotten them yet. Is there really such a thing as a Star Wars Christmas special? Nutraker, there is. There is. It was like a Star Wars Ewok special.
It was awful.
And it was pretty bad.
People hated it.
People hated it. And I don't really know, guys. This is blasphemy. This is blasphemy. I don't really think Star Wars was ever really that good. There, I said it. I said it. I've always been a Star Trek guy, not a Star Wars guy. I love.
There's
all
your viewers are gone now.
But when it comes down to it, you look at like the story. You know, you look at like George Lucas. I just don't really think that he's the all that that everyone has built him up to be. And you look back at the Star Wars.